I'm Rob Worrell, alongside me is Steve Gibbs. And we've also got another young gentleman alongside us today. It's all right, Steve, just for a sec. I want to introduce to you listeners, his name's Isaac Minnie, and he does the commentary for Sudbury. And Sudbury, of course, is the team that Mark Stokes' son Josh Stokes came from, and it was Mark that put us together in touch, wasn't it? Isaac, welcome to the EBB. Are you enjoying it so far, and what do you hope to get from today?
Yeah, thank you, Rob. No, I'm really enjoying it here at the EBB. Obviously, a much higher level than at Sudbury, and I'm looking to gain some experience from you've helped me a lot already with some notes on my previous ones, which I really appreciated. But no, I'm really grateful for this opportunity. Hopefully I can see the shots bounce back and get some more experience from you and Steve on commentary.
Brilliant stuff. Well, Isaac's going to be here with us throughout the afternoon. He's got quite a lot of preparation and a few stats, so we might be leaning on him for one or two of those. A more familiar, and enjoy your afternoon, Isaac, a more familiar voice, if not face, alongside me is Mr. Steve Gibbs. Good afternoon to you, Steve.
Good afternoon. I knew you weren't talking to me when you said young man, so... But yeah, good afternoon. What more could anyone want? An overcast, cold, chilly...
A jacket, perhaps?
Well, yeah. Good Friday at the F Stadium against Sutton United. It should be an excellent game, even though both teams seem to have found the comfort, the solitude of mid-table. But there's plenty for both teams to be playing for within themselves, wanting to end the season on a high. A little bit of rotation from both teams. Sutton's top scorer, Will Davis, on the bench.
On the bench, yeah.
Whether that's partially rested with Monday in mind, or he's one of the Sutton United finishers that Tommy Widrington talks so often about in his own squad. But there's plenty of quality in this Sutton team nonetheless, and both teams will need to be on it, otherwise they will get turned over.
And it's not often you and I are scratching our heads, Steve, over the shots lineup. We'll obviously curtail our discussions as the teams come out in a minute, but we can see the 11, but it's not too easy to pick who's playing where today. Now, discussions I've had off air suggest to me that the shape may be similar, but we're going to be surprised where at least one player's playing. And using logic, I think it's going to be where a particular player's playing. And who's it going to be in the back three? I think Woodhouse and Armitage will be. Naturally, you'd look at the team sheet and say Aaron Jones might be the other one, but I'm not convinced. I think we might see a surprise face in the back three.
I don't think Aaron Jones at centre-back would be a surprise.
All right, here come the teams. Sutton United, the visitors, led out by Tyler French in all yellow. And Aldershot Town led out by their skipper Aaron Jones in their red and blue striped shirts, red shorts and red socks. Plenty of youngsters waving red and blue flags. They formed a guard of honour before the game. 4 games then to go in the National League season, and 50% of them are going to be played this weekend. For the Shots, it's at home to Sutton today and then away to Woking on Monday. Sutton United in 12th place in the National League, Shots 15th, 3 places behind but just 2 points behind, and the Shots of course can go above Sutton then with victory today. Welcome to anybody listening or viewing the game from Sutton United. In terms of the Sutton support, well, the vast majority, 90% of them, electing to stand today either in the East Bank or on the open slab, and probably only 25-30 Sutton fans sitting, but overall probably between 300 and 350 is my guess. What would you say, Steve?
Sorry, I was trying...
Estimating the number of Sutton fans and noticing how very few are sitting.
Yes, yeah, I think maybe there's quite a lot in the East Bank and on the open terrace, so I would say possibly a couple of hundred. And initially, as the way the team's lined up, looks like Maxi Mullins has lined up in that middle of the back three.
Yeah, let's
so
go.
He could be the surprise.
Yeah, let's go through the lineups this afternoon then for all our listeners and viewers. Aldershot Town line up with Dewhurst in goal, Woodhouse, possibly Mullins and Armitage the back three, and then that would then leave potentially Corbett, Theo Widrington, Henry and Ryan Jones, Josh Barrett, Jack Barham up top. Difficult one to pick, perhaps the first time all season we've been struggling to do so. I think it maybe is going to be Henry and Theo Widrington lining up in the central midfield, Aaron Jones on the right, Corbett on the left, and then Ryan Jones supporting Barham and Barrett in attack. Sutton will line up as follows. We think in a 4-1-4-1 formation. Sims in goal, back four left to right, Topolodge, French, Ransom and Jackson Odelusi, the holding midfielder behind an attacking foursome of Boateng, Simper, Wadham and Adom with Ashley Naderson up top. We're underway. Sutton kicking towards the East Bank in the first half. Immediately the ball's out to the left hand side, finds touch, throw in to the shots, and we are 10 seconds in here in this National League clash. Aldershot Town against Sutton United, 15th against 12th, and early indications would be that after a season in which he's been playing, training up front, that Max Mullins is back where he made his shots debut at the beginning of last season on 2 or 3 occasions, in the heart of the back three, Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, he's so versatile, but it's certainly a position more familiar to him than most.
Barham attacking a ball, getting onto it. He's a little shove from behind, but he holds it down. Really good forward play from Barham to get there, hold it and find Barrett. He's on the right hand side. Barrett's got a bit of support now from Aaron Jones on this right touchline, goes back through Henry and Theo Widrington is in the middle of midfield. Widrington tries a through ball, doesn't come off, but it's only prodded by Sutton to Ryan Jones. He tries a reverse pass to Josh Barrett. Sutton hold firm, the ball's behind the goal away to our right, a minute and a quarter in. Shots nil, Sutton nil, Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, shots started well on the front foot. Good idea from Ryan Jones, maybe Jack Barham, not quite on the same wavelength. Well hit pass, but probably a little bit too well hit, but positive signs for the shots.
Absolutely. Definitely was caught out trying to guess the Aldershot formation right at the start of the game there, but I think once we realised Mullins was playing in the back three, the rest of it relatively fell into place. Really good opportunities for one or two of those players coming in today to establish themselves, to maybe stake a claim for the match day team or squad at Wembley. Here is Sutton attacking with Boateng. Plays the ball out to Topolodge, well forward on loan for the rest of the season now. Been here a while from Bromley, of course. And Boateng works really well, gets the ball in. Widgerton clears it forward, he's caught late. And it will be a free kick to Aldershot just outside their own penalty area. Shots nil, Sutton nil. And a decent crowd in. Only a proportion of the 15,000 plus tickets that have been sold for Wembley, Steve. Well done to you, by the way. 325th in the queue on 11:59 or 12 o'clock as it was. One of my sons logged in at exactly 12, having been refreshing his browser for 5 minutes, and promptly found himself 1,200th in the queue. Got his tickets around 12:50. You were done and dusted in 20 minutes, I hear.
I was, yeah. I think certainly no insider knowledge or anything. I just must have hit refresh at exactly the right moment, and got in, and including one ticket for somebody who's never seen a Shots game before in their entire life, but because of me is now an honorary Shots fan at the very least.
Goal kick then to the visitors, Sutton United, 3.5 minutes in. It will be taken by Jack Sims. You might remember in his time at Braintree, there's a good headed winner from Armitage. Barham battles away for it. Ashley Naddison sends it over the top, but it will go all the way through to Marcus Dewhurst. So much for all the players of both teams still to play for. Those lazy journalists, of which we don't consider ourselves a part of, would say it's a mid-table end-of-season game that means nothing. We disagree, Steve.
We do, absolutely. For various reasons on both sides. If a player doesn't want to win a football match,
offside against Jack Barham. Sorry, Steve. Yep.
One of the season's perennial motifs, Jack Barham in an offside position. But yeah, it's competitive. It's not a local derby, but it always has something on it. Sutton came here, I think it was already 5 years ago now, approximately, or 4.5 years. But that was their only win at the Ebb Stadium in quite a few efforts. They want to win to keep pushing up the table, to keep their individual places, to end the season well individually as well as collectively. And whether next season is at Gander Green Lane, the Ebb Stadium, or elsewhere for any of these players, they're in the shop window and they want to equip themselves well and claim the 3 points this afternoon.
Yeah, defensive throw into Aldershot in the right back position. Dom, who's started on the left side. We were expecting him to be on the right. He heads it into touch. Sutton put it in touch again following that through Lewis Simper, the former Cambridge Academy player, wearing the number 8 for Sutton this afternoon. Another throw in to the shots. 5 minutes gone now, 0-0. Throw in taken down the line, one in the air by Odalusi. He exchanges a couple of passes and then feeds Boating. Boating finds the number 39 Adom. He drives forward, sends the ball into the area. Marcus Dewhurst gets there first. He's desperate to get Aldershot back under attack straight away. Eventually he decides to throw the ball out to Henry, who's in a little bit of space in the middle. Sends it out to the right hand side to Aaron Jones and now Armitage, but that ball's cut out rather too easily by Topolodge. Widrington wins it in the middle. He can only find Topolodge, and Dewhurst comes to the edge of his area and elects to head the ball into touch. Saw a Gateshead keeper score with his head the other week on the end of Regan Booty's back pass. That was quite a goal, quite an own goal, maybe own goal of the season in terms of an assist and the scorer, although Andy Robertson and Virgil van Dijk might want to compete with that one as well. Here's Sutton now over on the right hand side on the edge of the penalty area, trying to force their way into the shots defence. Theo Widrington clears away. Barham heads the ball on spectacularly, but no one's behind him. For such a diminutive player, a little bit like Ryan Glover, who was in the shots team last year, Steve, his jumping prowess is to be admired, isn't it? It
is, yeah. I think any central defender who thinks, who's this little guy, I've easily got the beating of him, will be given a rude awakening pretty soon.
Here is the ball in midfield. Oh, Armitage jumps and he's impeded from jumping by Ashley Naddison. He falls rather awkwardly. Thankfully, as he's heading headfirst towards the ground, he manages to get his arms out and break his fall with his arms. So Aldershot, Steve, have gone from a very young, totally low need to defence to a very young defence with one permanent and two low knees in it.
Yeah, and Tommy pointed out in his pre-match interview, these are the two youngest squads in the National League, with the youngest average age of players used throughout the season. And yeah, I think it augurs well for Aldershot Town, the youthfulness in this team.
Good battle between the number 24s down Sutton's left as they attack, and very briefly Naddison is stopped. Adom now a ball squared across the area, a good take and a foul on the edge of the area provides a free kick for Sutton United. It's been given away by Kai Corbett, who just is being asked by the referee if he himself requires any treatment. He was brave to get there, probably 40-60 challenge. Unfortunately, Steve Gibbs, he didn't connect with the ball and did connect with the Sutton man, and Sutton now have a free kick in what I'd almost call position A for a left foot player, and I think that player might be Lewis Simper.
I would certainly expect it to be so, but yeah, I think Kai got isolated a little bit, exposed, did his best to try and make a challenge or at least prevent the ball being picked up, but yeah, was never really going to get there. And now I think Simper, one of the best midfielders in the National League, scored 4 goals outside the box already this season of his 6. For me, he's favourite.
Yeah, worth mentioning that it's also possible Odelusi could strike this. He's also there. But Simper, the left footer, is favourite. There's 4 men in the shots wall. We're in the 10th minute, an early opportunity here for the visitors. Will it be Simper? Will it be Odelusi? It is Simper, and it's a horrible free kick. I think if there'd been another goal on top of the Aldershot goal, it may still have gone over it, Steve.
Yeah, certainly not his best effort there, Lewis Simper. Of all players in the National League, only Nick Horton has had more efforts outside the box than Lewis Simper. Safe to say that's not his best effort. No,
he's certainly capable of much, much better. And I was admiring his left foot on a couple of occasions earlier this season, one of which was against Aldershot. Here, the ball is played out from the goal kick from Dewhurst. Aaron Jones rises, he's beaten in the air by Topolodge, he heads it into touch, thrown in front of the Shots dugout by Jones, appeals for handball, nothing given, but Ryan Jones picks the ball up, threads it out, he's looking for Corbett, but he gets the pass all wrong there, much to the frustration of the Shots manager Tommy Widdington in front of us. Meanwhile, the ball's in touch over on the far side, directly opposite where Steve, Isaac and myself are sat today. About 10 yards inside the Sutton half. In fact, the referee's decreed that it's going to be taken just inside the Aldershot half. Not quite sure why that was, but it's been taken and nicely plucked out of the sky from Corbett's pass by Josh Barrett. Ryan Jones looks to send the ball back to him. It's cut out by Topolodge, chased down by Adom, and then the ball is played forward off of Topolodge into touch. Throw into Aldershot, level with the edge of the Sutton United penalty area, into Barrett. Barrett feels there's no one behind him, turns, goes back now to James Henry. Henry goes all the way back to Luca Woodhouse, and Woodhouse under pressure from Simper, shows good control. Here's Mullins having to take a late second touch after the ball ran across him. Little bobble, to be fair, I don't think it was Mullins' fault. And then the ball over the top, Mullins will get there first and hooks it into touch for a throw rather than a corner to Sutton. Ashley Nadesan holds a thumbs up for the attempted ball, looking for him, and Bessart Topolodge goes forward to take the throw in for Sutton United. 0-0, almost 12 minutes gone. Comes back to Topolodge, smart turn from him, but Armitage reacts well. Now Sutton try and get it in again. This time it's cut out by Mullins, and he clears down the pitch towards Barham, who heads it to where Ryan Jones can't quite get it under control. Sutton have won it back again. A little bit of a shove from Ryan Jones on Topolodge means another free kick to Sutton, who started looking pretty lively and pretty hungry, Steve, and I don't think any of us doubted that, did we?
Absolutely not, no. Ryan Jones, you could an honest attempt to get the ball, but a little bit overzealous, a little bit over aggressive and clumsy, and certainly a free kick. And now not a shot on goal, but Simper still has a chance to whip a dangerous ball into the box.
Yeah. Colin Hayden, good afternoon to you in Tenerife. He says, hi Rob and Steve, happy Easter. Just got back from the pool. He is hoping for 3 points. Free kick's taken and cleared away. Corbett chasing it, but Boateng is going to get there first. Boateng is then fouled from behind, and Sutton have another free kick. Their third or fourth already inside the opening 13 minutes, Steve. They're asking questions of that different looking Aldershot Town back line.
Yeah, a couple of clumsy challenges from the Shots. Not necessarily in the most dangerous of positions, but it's just stopping Aldershot getting a foothold in the game, stopping them moving methodically up the pitch, and not allowing the defence any respite.
Okay, in comes the free kick from Simper, half cleared, and now as Luca Woodhouse goes to clear it, he's shut down at the last minute, and it's two tremendous battles there from Sutton United to take the ball when it was on both occasions, Steve, absolute strong favourites to be Aldershot, and the player on both occasions that did it is that holding midfield player we picked out before the game, Siju Odelusi. He's had a great start.
He has, absolutely, yeah. He scored prolific from central midfield for Aveley last season, but you look at him, he's a tall, rangy, strong player. And
another free kick given away by Aldershot Town around the edge of their penalty area. It's definitely the fourth one now, and well, they're determined not to be broken through, but their determination to win the ball is slightly overspilling at the moment.
It is, yeah. I think maybe they're being ushered into their errors.
Short and quickly, and the referee not happy with it. Sorry, Steve, make your point. And
no, Sutton's quick thinking was quicker than mine even. Yeah, Aldershot Town, I think they've started sloppily, started clumsily, but that's been made to look worse by the fact that Sutton have started really sharply.
Okay, Simper once again over the free kick, whips in a beautiful ball, coming together. I think the touch might have been off Odelusi, but no, the referee James Durkin says corner to Sutton. 29 games in all competitions this year, James Durkin, 129 yellows. He's been a busy boy, whether it's just refereeing football matches or showing yellow cards, and 6 red. Only 5 though in the National League. He's been refereeing in League 1 and League 2. Corner to Sutton, comes in right-footed and is punched away by Dewhurst, who ends up on the floor. Sutton have got it again. Simper into Boateng, he's getting to the byline, and heavy touch, but plays it off of Henry, goes behind. Another corner to Sutton, and it's fair to say, Steve, they've dominated the opening 15 minutes.
They absolutely have, and it's getting to the point where they'll start to feel they need to get a goal from this domineering start, otherwise they'll have nothing to show for it.
There's another corner comes in from Sutton, headed away by Mullins, and Sutton still on the attack. Simper involved, he's on the edge of the area, trying to show him onto his right foot. He has a go with his right foot, it's blocked. Topolage follows up, he's on his left foot, he shoots, it connects with Mullins and goes behind. A third corner to Sutton United, and the shots, as they've had to do in a couple of recent home games, coming under a lot of pressure in the opening half an hour at home. In those other 2 games that I'm thinking about, they managed to keep their sheet clean in the first half an hour. And Simper's over there, busy boy he's been in this opening 16 and a half minutes, sends the corner in. Header comes in, it's over the bar. This time the connection after the Sutton header didn't come off any Aldershot players. It's a goal kick to the shots. And while those corners and free kicks were going on, I noticed, Steve, that Manny Madger was trying to take his place in the stand. He obviously wasn't free because he's had to go and find somewhere else now. But what a shame to see him fully clothed and not involved again, just as we were hearing that he was coming back to fitness.
Yeah, maybe it's a little bit too soon for him, and where you've got Dayan Tetek, etc. coming back, that is a real bonus.
Shots have been picked off again. Odelusi sends it out to the left hand side. Armitage with a good tackle. Ryan Jones wins the ball, and then he's fouled. And Aldershot Town have had a really difficult opening 17 and a half minutes to cope with. We're going to update our radio listeners now. Well, I'll give you the scoreline first, and that'll give you absolutely no clue at all. It's 0-0. 17 and a half minutes gone, Connor. Sutton United have had 4 free kicks around the area. They've had 3 corners, and they've asked all sorts of questions of a new look shots back line this afternoon. Maxi Mullins, who's been playing as a forward all season, is one of the back 3. That's where he started his Aldershot Town career. So yeah, they've been giving away corners and free kicks, but at the moment their sheet is clean. But my goodness me, they've been asked a lot of questions in this opening 18 minutes, Connor. It remains, through battle, through a bit of fortuosity, if that's the right word, it's still 0-0. And meanwhile, I'll look that one up in the dictionary and we'll find out for next time. 0-0, 18 and a half minutes gone.
What word was that, Rob? Fortuosity.
Fortuosity. I think I might have just made that one up.
It's yours now. If you own it, it's yours. It exists.
Exactly. From the man that knows all words. And that's Steve Gibbs. So here's Aldershot winning the ball, hunting. Barham bangs it forward down the right hand side, chases his own path, sends the ball into the middle and can only find Jack Sims. Disappointing. Great work from Jack Barham to start with. All the right idea. I'm going to poke it into space and I'll back myself to win any 20-yard sprint, and he did. But sadly for him, and shots his cross into the box was straight at Jack Sims. Here Topolodge has a poor touch. He'd probably be bemoaning the pitch as well, where parts of the pitch are growing really well again with grass and other parts are still quite barren. Here's Boateng on the edge of the penalty area, tries a through ball. That's been cut out by Woodhouse. He goes back to Dewhurst, shots clear it forward, and Barrett squares the ball looking for Aaron Jones, but he can only find Kane Adom, the Gateshead loanee. Adom spreads it out to the right, he can only find the touchline. And what a crazy start to the game, other than the fact that it's 0-0, Steve. Aldershot will be hell-bent after conceding 13 goals in the last 4 games on being hard to score against today. And they have, to be fair, but they're certainly giving themselves a mountain to climb in their inability at the moment to hold the ball up the pitch and get up the other end.
Yeah, I think you have to give credit to the start that Sutton have made. Odelusi and Simper have been the outstanding players on the pitch so far.
Here's Aaron Jones as Aldershot look to break forward. Now they've got some bodies forward. Theo Whittington sends it out to the left-hand side to Kai Corbett. He's come back onto his right foot, back across a little bit. Now Whittington sends it out to Ryan Jones. Cross comes in off the back of a Sutton player, Ryan Jackson. And just to give Isaac Minnie his moment with us, tell us a little bit about Sutton United's Ryan Jackson.
Yeah, so he's occasionally played centre-back, but also at right-back, and when he is being in the right of the defence, he's kept 3 clean sheets, and that's definitely seen where he can play a bit further forward, but we definitely see that he's got us strong for the defence.
Brilliant stuff, thank you, Isaac. In comes the throw, headed down and away by Sutton United. Listeners, I did not tell Isaac I was going to do that. Isaac, 10 out of 10, well done. He's well prepared, and he got his moment, didn't know it was coming, and gave us all the stats we wanted. So there you go. Now you know that I might do it to you again, especially as you did so well the first time. Here's Sutton in their own half, coming forward now with Topolodge, tries the ball in, swept round the corner by Simper, being chased down by the number 39 Kane Adom. He's offside again though, Steve. Concerningly, alarmingly, Aldershot, certainly in the first stages, too easy to cut through, and you do wonder if Sutton have spent quite a bit of this week looking at the video highlights from last Saturday, because York City cut through Aldershot time and time again, and they wanted to know, how did a team create 14-15 chances, score 7 goals against Aldershot?
Absolutely, yeah, I think so. It's not quite as glaringly obvious as last Saturday. Also, you have to say Sutton aren't quite as good as York City, but there's definitely some familiarity.
Here's Aaron Jones playing a ball forward. Barrett is just beaten to it by that man Aldershot, who's everywhere. Whether it's supporting the attack or protecting the defence, he puts it into touch. We are almost halfway through the first half here. Aldershot Town 0, Sutton 0. Jones gets the ball, Aaron that is, back from Theo Whittington, puts it through the legs of a Sutton player, sends a ball in. Ooh, Corbett rises, falls awkwardly. The ball's played towards touch. I think it'll be a goal kick. Corbett gets gingerly to his knees to start with. He went down ever so awkwardly. Good strong defending, I have to say, by Sutton, Steve, and hopefully Corbett's okay.
Yeah, I think he's just winded. He landed square on his back, and that would have knocked every breath from his body, but, well, not quite every breath, but you know what I mean. But yeah, he's now back up conversing with the referee, and yeah, he's going to be okay.
Colin Hayden was just back from the beach in Tenerife. Paul Reynolds is listening in South Florida loud and clear, topping up his tan for Wembley. It's cold, it's chilly here in North East Hampshire. We're 23 minutes in and we've got a really intriguing National League game here going on as Mullins clears away from defence. Yeah, if you've joined us late, Max Mullins back playing in the middle of the back three today. Here's Theo Winton send the ball out to the left, being chased by Kai Corbett, and it's a difficult and unpredictable pitch out there, Steve. We know it had its issues earlier in the season. It's a lot greener now, but there's still some barren spots and still some spots where the grass is now, because of the spring sunshine and rain, is really starting to thicken up, and it's not playing consistently, is it?
It's not, no. There was a pass down the right hand side just in front of us in the early stages where it looks almost too green, too lush, that I don't know if it's been cut recently, but yeah, it does seem to be a little bit bobbly, a bit uneven, and in some places a bit too long in the grass.
Topolodge plucks a long ball out of the sky and tries to keep it in. Barham arrives and toes it into touch anyway. Throw into Sutton in the left back position. 24 and a half minutes gone and the score 0-0. Here at the EBB. One thing that Gav Dennison, who commentated for 11 years, Isaac, before me, said, if you think you're saying the scoreline a lot, you're probably saying it about half as much as you do. And the reason for that is because people dip in and out of the commentary throughout the afternoon. They might be in and out of the garden. They might be keeping an eye on something on the TV. So I'm trying really hard today to say the score a lot more than I even normally do, just so we can help you with that one. I have to say, listeners, I listened to one of Isaac's Sudbury commentaries from a couple of months ago, and he did really, really well, commentating on his own as well, and I had loads of positive feedback for him, 1 or 2 learning points as well. Here's a ball down the left for Sutton. Can they keep it in? Yes, they can. It's squared across. Mullins tries to protect the corner, and he can't. It's going to be a 4th corner of the afternoon for Sutton United, who've begun this game so well. 25 and a half minutes gone, and going over to take the corner is the Sutton United number 21, and for some reason I don't have a 21 on my team sheet, so I need to look into that. In comes the corner, and Dewhurst punches it away. Players from both sides go down. Aldershot have received a foul. Somebody from Sutton has delayed the restart. Let's see if referee James Durkin has a word, just a word. Unless I misread it, I've seen the 21 on the back of a Sutton United shirt. Steve Gibbs, help me out.
I think it was number 20, Jack Wadham.
I was 20, not 21.
Yeah, I think they do have a 21 in their squad. Jay Williams, but he's not involved this afternoon.
That's okay. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. I might have glanced and my brain might have seen the beginning of the 20 and then looked at, I don't know, Ryan Jones 11 or something, I don't know. But there is no number 21 on the pitch. I'm seeing things. What I'm definitely seeing for sure is a tremendous opening first half from Sutton, and they've won themselves another corner. Is that number 5 or number 6, Steve?
Number 5.
Corner number 5. I've now got a gate on my bar. And it is indeed the number 20, Jack Wadham, who's going over to take this corner for the U's or the Yellows, whatever you want to call them, of Sutton United. 27 minutes gone, 12th in their first season back at National League level. Threatened to get involved in the playoff race at times this season, but a little bit outside of it. Ball comes in, it's hooked towards goal. And there's been a slight touch from an Aldershot player, according to the referee. All the Aldershot Town players stand and say, well, who did it touch? But the referee thinks it's touched one of them and it's gone behind for corner number 6, Steve.
I can't tell you who it touched, but it definitely took a deflection.
In comes the next corner. Dewhurst punches it away to his left. Kai Corbett plays it off a Sutton player, but it's picked up by that player. I think it's a Dom to the edge of the area. Odelusi sends it in, and Armitage is fouled right on the penalty spot. Sutton put the ball towards the goal. They missed the goal anyway. 27, nearly 28 minutes gone. And Steve, does this game remind you of either of those recent home games where the shots have come right up against it in the first half an hour, and potentially, 1 minute 57 seconds away from keeping their sheet clean in those torrid first half hours?
Yeah, it does absolutely. And how many times have has it been the other way round, where Aldershot Town have dominated in the opening half hour and then fallen to a sucker punch? If that is to come, of course, but certainly Sutton probably deserve to be ahead, but a large part of why they're not is the resilience and the organisation of this Aldershot Town defence.
Absolutely. The last home game, of course, was against Boston United, and the Shots withstood all the Boston pressure. Rather cheekily took the lead right on the stroke of half time, only to be picked off themselves on 72 minutes and then 90, I think, to lose that game 2-1. Boston United, by the way, making that great escape from 9 points away from safety at the beginning of March and 5 points clear of it, the relegation zone, coming into the game this afternoon, and they've begun well as well. More on that in just a minute. Here's a ball out to the right hand side to Aaron Jones. He finds Barrett, hooks a ball into the far post, headed up in the air by the number 4, the skipper Tyler French, but Corbett's onto it. He finds Henry will give it back to him. Another ball comes in. Nadesan, I beg your pardon, Topolodge can't get onto it. Barrett can, but he can only hook it out for a throw to avoid Sutton United getting a corner. But the Shots battling hard all around the pitch, and it may be nil here. But that Boston game, by the way, 1-0 up after just 2 minutes this afternoon against Wealdstone. And at that point there were still 300 queuing outside to get in, 3,500 in the ground at Boston, and the previous record for that stadium was 2,694. That's come from my NL full-time podcast colleague Christian James, who's there, and Boston United really enjoying the second half of the season in the National League. Here, the Shots looking to finish it as strongly as they can. Lovely ball on from Widrington to Barrett. Flicks it inside to Ryan Jones. He finds Corbett. Little bit of quick footwork from Corbett, but he has been dispossessed by Ryan Jackson. He finds Simper. Woodhouse goes in 50-50 against Boateng and wins the ball. Finds Corbett. Corbett back to Henry, who's very deep. Henry stands on it and he's almost dispossessed but recovers well. There's Sutton players all around him. They've won it back again. Simper running to the edge of the box. Wonderful finish from the left foot of Lewis Simper. The warning signs were there, and now they strike to great effect. In the 31st minute, Aldershot Town 0, Sutton United 1.
They've got the goal that their start deserves, Sutton United. Yes, Aldershot Town are culpable, not comfortable in possession, leaving James Henry exposed. Hospital pass that he had to take with 4 Sutton United players buzzing around him. Even James Henry couldn't get himself out of that pickle. But then it's all about Simper. Picks the ball up, still a lot to do, but what a fantastic finish. Rising and then dipping over Marcus Dewhurst into the top far corner. A brilliant finish. He is the man that you want, particularly in a yellow shirt, to pick up that ball in that position. He is the master finisher from distance, and he's given Sutton United a deserved lead.
Certainly has. We've already been waxing lyrical about the left foot of Lewis Simper this afternoon, and he's delivered on that obvious talent and ability. And the Shots, having kept Sutton out for half an hour, have conceded 1 minute beyond that, and nobody in the ground really can complain. Sutton ahead, deservedly so, and it's the number 8, Lewis Simper, that has given them the goal. And Aldershot Town, having risen as they did a couple of weeks ago from the edge of the relegation zone up to 12th place themselves, have lost 3 of the last 4 in the league. Of course, sandwiched in between was the FA Trophy semi-final win against Woking. They're on the attack now again. The pitch doesn't help them, but Henry recovers well. Jones Ryan gets involved. Corbett finds Henry, who was surrounded by 4 Sutton players. He shrugged 3 of them off, but the 4th one took the ball. Simper advanced forward, and stuck it into the empty net. Sutton look lively. They look like they've got their tails up, and the greatest compliment I can pay them is that at times in this first half they looked a bit like York City last weekend. Here comes Boateng sending the ball down the right. Luca Woodhouse is beaten. They've got it again inside the penalty area. Woodhouse goes for the tackle, plays it off of Jackson and behind for the goal kick. Aldershot have taken it quickly, given it away, and Odalusi sends a left foot curler over the bar. And well, we're watching football chaos here. 34 minutes gone, shots nil, Sutton 1, and sadly, Steve Gibbs, for Aldershot Town, all the chaos is in front of their own goal.
It is, yeah, and that is entirely redolent, a carbon copy of some of the goals they conceded last week. But yeah, Sutton have been brilliant. Aldershot Town are giving them a helping hand that they really do not need.
Thank you, Steve. We're going to update our radio listeners shortly. Steve doesn't know that because he hasn't got headphones on. I won't go into why. Throw into Aldershot, 10 yards inside the Sutton United half. Henry playing in the centre of midfield today and just found himself very deep a minute ago. Aldershot playing it across the back line. Corbett plays it forward. There has indeed a chaotic game. I told you a little bit about it when you joined us last. Sutton at that stage had I think 3 corners and 4 free kicks. Now they've had 6 corners, and most importantly, the main stat, they've scored. They've taken the lead in the 31st minute from Lewis Simper. James Henry found himself deep on the edge of his own defence and did really well. Quick feet to outwit a couple of Sutton players pressing him. He had 3 round him, Connor. He evaded the 3 of them, advanced forward, and then got dispossessed by Lewis Simper, who advanced to the edge of the area and lifted a left foot curler past Marcus Dewhurst. It's football in chaos, and it's all in front of the Aldershot Town goal. They need to stay in the game at this point. There's 35 and a half minutes gone. They're 1-0 down. It could be more. Sutton on the attack again now. Shots thwart another attack from Sutton and try and launch their own counter-attack. Corbett sends it down the left, that's too strong. Sims will clear it away, and Sutton come again. And I'll tell you how it feels, listeners. Viewers can see it, but to our radio, to our online listeners, it feels like Sutton have got more players on the pitch than Aldershot Town. Here comes Topolodge down the left side, finds a Dom can't keep it in play. Goal kick to the shots, and Steve, I haven't had much chance in the last 7 or 8 minutes to come to you, but would you concur with that? It just feels like Sutton have got a couple of extra players.
It does, yeah. They're first to everything. They're fighting everything. They're prompting mistakes from Aldershot Town, and as I just said, at the moment they don't need a helping hand, but Aldershot Town are being so slack, so sloppy in possession that they are giving Sutton a helping hand. And at the moment, I think the best Aldershot Town can say is it's only 1-0.
Goal kick from the shots goes straight into touch, and it's a throw-in to Sutton. Incredible end to the season in the National League South, where there's just, I think, 4 or 5 points between the top 5, all still in the title race. More on that in a minute. Aldershot play the ball through. It'll go all the way through to Sims. Worthing have taken the lead in their game. We'll give you the National League South and the National League main score updates throughout the afternoon. I can tell you that Dorking Wanderers are already 4-0 up against Hampton and Richmond. They've already got the best goal difference in the division. It's points they need to get themselves back into the title race. In the National League itself, some of the other games involving teams that we often follow and talk about. It's Maidenhead United 1, Woking 0. Maidenhead trying to do their own late great escape. Here, the shots are just trying to stem some momentum, whether it's momentum over the last week or two against them, or momentum in this game itself. Everything is coming on to them at the moment. They're up against it. Mullins is well placed and heads the ball into Theo Widrington. He'll give it back to Armitage. In that National League South, Worthing are down to 10 men, but they've taken the lead. Here's Ryan Jones onto a ball down the right, and he can't keep it in. It's just gone behind. Goal kick to Sutton United. 38 and a half minutes gone. Shots nil, Sutton United nil here. So goals in the National League so far. Well, Gateshead and York has finished 3-1. And Ollie Pearce, who got a hat-trick against Aldershot last week, has had a quiet afternoon. He hasn't scored. Nathaniel George, Luamba and Woolcott got York's goals as they came from behind to beat Gateshead by 3-1. Halifax, who are threatening to drop out of the playoffs, are 1-0 up away at Fylde, who are almost down. Rochdale are 1-0 up at Altrincham. Boston 2-0 up against Wealdstone. Tamworth 1-0 up against Solihull Moors. Yeovil 1-0 up against Forest Green. And the other games, 3 of them are 0-0. Barnet take on Eastleigh later. It's crossed my mind, Steve Gibbs, that in terms of Barnet getting across the line and winning the title, it very well could happen, or could potentially happen, if it hasn't already happened, against Aldershot in 2 games' time.
It could, absolutely, yeah. From a selfish point of view, you want them to get it done and dusted, and then they might be on the beach by the time the Shots visit, but unlikely. Dean Brennan's not that sort of manager.
Now, coming together here between Barham and Ransom. Barham believes he's been fouled. The referee's just checking with his assistant. He's given initially the free kick to Sutton, but players from both sides are querying that. Now, Ransom requires treatment. Barham is explaining to everybody that he was pulled backwards, but in the referee's eyes it appeared to be the other way. The referee is coming over to have a word with his assistant now, and then perhaps if his assistant tells him anything different, he may change his mind. He may just confirm what the referee's given. Steve, what was your take on it?
Jack and Tommy are both saying that's not an elbow, which the Sutton players are alleging. I think it was a clumsy challenge, a typical forward defender challenge.
I think more than that, they're complaining that Ransom was fouling Barham. I mean, they were competing hard.
They were.
That's for sure. And it might well have been a bit of both, but the referee's made his decision. He's now explaining something to the Sutton players, and you might be on the right lines. They might be saying it's just a foul, nothing more. I don't know.
I mean, I think if there is any censure, he gets a yellow card, Jack.
Wow.
Which I think is unfortunate, but given what Sutton were alleging, if it was an elbow, then it should be a red card. To be fair, the Sutton defender is sitting up, looks like he's getting some treatment to the face, maybe a cotton wool bud or 2 up the nostril to if there is any blood, but certainly from what I could see, there was no elbow involved.
Jack Barham is clearly saying, I mean, I can't lip read him, but he's clearly saying, you try falling backwards because you're being pulled and not have your arms come out wide. And looking at the way that he's protested, and it's all being done in a relatively good humoured way, I have to say, well done Jack for keeping his temperament. I think you can tell a lot from the way players react, and I think whatever we couldn't see with our eyes, we know from the reaction that Jack Barham did not throw an intentional arm into Ransom. Ransom's okay, by the way, if you're listening to the commentary and you're of a Sutton United persuasion. We welcome, of course, anybody who's listening or watching. If you're watching on NLTV, let me just explain. We also provide a commentary every week for our online listeners, which is why I might appear to be a little bit over descriptive to those of you who are watching the game. We have to make sure that we paint the pictures, Steve, for those who are listening around the country and around the world.
Absolutely, yeah, and it looks like the Sutton defender Ransom is up and is okay. I think has just been told that Jack Barham's only got a yellow card, or maybe that he has to come off and await his return, but there was certainly a look of aggrievement on his face at being given some information.
Yeah.
But fortunately, sooner or later we'll resume with 11 against 11, which is entirely the right decision.
On a chilly, overcast spring afternoon here in northeast Hampshire, where the Shots are up against it, they're also behind thanks to that 31st minute goal. A delicious strike from Lewis Simper. I'm not sure with the quality of the finish that Marcus Dewhurst had too much chance with it. Sutton take their free kick and smash it halfway up the pitch, and behind the goal at the East Bank end it'll be a goal kick to Aldershot Town. We are only a minute away from finding out just how much added time there'll be. But I have to say the temperature in the afternoon and in the ground has dropped considerably, Steve, and the sky's filled up with the clouds since the start, where it was a mixture, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was never the warmest afternoon, but at least it was a little bit bright, and there was, the temperature has definitely dropped. Rain has also started falling. Maybe it's commensurate with the afternoon and how it's going for Aldershot Town.
It's raining on Aldershot Town's parade. How dare it, Steve? Here's Sutton coming again. They love another goal, a second goal before half-time, but they'll be delighted, I'm sure Morrison will be, with their first half performance, as Mullins sends the ball back to Dewhurst. Lovely first touch from him, but he's shut down very, very quickly, and his clearance cannons off the Sutton United player and goes behind for another goal kick. But another reminder, Steve, another reminder that Sutton are hungry. They're pressing, they're setting traps all over the pitch. Ashley Naddison it was with it. 4 added minutes, Shots nil, Sutton 1.
Yeah, it wasn't even a weak back pass from Maxi Mullins. I think it was just the fact that Marcus Dewhurst took a touch before clearing it, and Naddison was right on it. And absolutely, I think that word hunger sums up the first half. Sutton have had so much of it.
Right, here's Boateng on the left side, finds Naddison. Naddison slips it to Adom. Adom's approaching the left edge of the penalty area, sends a cross and it's over everybody. It'll drift over and it'll go out of play. Now this is an interesting discussion point which we might continue with once the half-time whistle's gone, but I'll just set the scene. Lewis Davies says, in my opinion, we need a win. We are sleepwalking into needing something from Yeovil on the last game of the season. Everyone needs to take off the arch-shaped glasses until 5 p.m. on May the 5th. The reason I'm reading it out, Lewis, it's an opinion and therefore it's valid. I totally disagree with it. I think Aldershot at York and today have been tactically outwitted. I think individually players are massively up for it. Nobody's slacking out there. But two teams have come up against Aldershot and they've found it rather too easy to build patterns of play around them, Steve. Do you agree with Lewis? Do you agree with me, or is it a bit of both?
I don't think we're sleepwalking into, or I don't think Aldershot Town are sleepwalking into needing something on the final day of the season. I think Aldershot Town's quality and form, and the form of those teams currently in the bottom 4, I think Aldershot Town will not be in danger. But equally, last Saturday at York, here this afternoon, they have been outplayed, they have been sloppy. To an extent, they've been the authors of their own downfall, but that would be to do discredit to Sutton here this afternoon, and of course York last weekend, who were both brilliant and far better teams on the day.
Yeah, I don't think looked at a player once and thought that they were shirking it. They've just come up against two sides in scintillating form on the day and struggled with their shape and struggled to keep possession and been opened up a little bit too easy and a little bit too frequently. Sutton United on the attack again with 2.5 minutes into a minimum of 4 to be added. There's a little back heel from Simper. Off the ball are coming together between Henry and Simper. And here, Widrington and Woodhouse clear the ball forward. Barrett finds Corbett. Ryan Jones breaks the lines. Don't think he's going to be given offside. He's got the ball under control. Plays it into Barrett. Barrett, edge of the penalty area, just inside it. Goes back to Theo Widrington. Theo Widrington inside to James Henry. Henry doesn't quite tee it up for a shot, and then he's dispossessed but this time unfairly so, according to referee James Durkin. And Aldershot Town now, Steve, in the final minute of 4 added, have got themselves a free kick about 27 yards out, just left of centre. Barrett has grabbed it. Corbett walks away. An opportunity here for the shots late on in the first half.
Yeah, it's Josh Barrett territory all over.
Right.
Really good move. Excellent first time ball around the corner from Kai Corbett that Ryan Jones was alert to. The assistant referee on this near side was not alert to it. I don't know whether Jones was offside or not, but the assistant was a good couple of yards behind play.
All right, we're getting set up here. It could be Ryan Jones. We suspect it might well be Josh Barrett. 45 plus 4, shots 1-0 down. Hits the wall, half cleared, followed up by Widrington. He shoots wide. The ball is away behind the goal, away to our right, and it's half time here at the EBB. Aldershot Town 0, Sutton United 1. Steve Gibbs.
Aldershot Town very much second best pretty much in every area of the pitch. I'm not sure what your stats suggest, but that Josh Barrett free kick and the follow-up that drifted wide.
The only effort on goal.
Exactly.
For Aldershot
Sutton
in
United,
the first
to be
half.
fair, have only had one shot on target, and that is the goal that separates the two teams. But Sutton United have been superior in every other department. Excellent throughout the first half. We highlighted before kick-off that midfield battle could be key, and Odelusi and Semper have been outstanding, and thus that is why Sutton have the least they deserve, and that's a 1-goal lead. Aldershot Town, as the cliche goes, are lucky they got 0.
Yeah, tough afternoon so far for the shots, that's for sure. We'll get the thoughts of our guest today, Isaac Minnie, in just a moment. And I'm just going to stand by to do a half-time report to radio in the meantime. Just the 3 clear-cut efforts on goal from Sutton as well, but they've had all the territory, all the play. They've set traps for Aldershot, and Aldershot have been dispossessed, picked off so many times. Quick look at other score lines in the National League this afternoon while we're waiting to do that half-time report to radio. York City won 3-1 at Gateshead earlier. Halifax are ahead at Fylde. Rochdale ahead at Altrincham. Boston 2-0 up against Wealdstone. Maidenhead 1-0 up against Woking. Tamworth 1-0 up against Solihull Moors, and Yeovil 1-0 up against Forest Green. Alright, going to do an update to radio very shortly. They certainly will, and the biggest compliment I can pay Sutton United, Connor, is that they are a little unfortunate to only be 1-0 up at half time. They have been superb. They've literally poured all over Aldershot. I'm not sure I've seen a team put Aldershot under so much and such constant pressure all season. They've been outplayed here by Wealdstone and by Rochdale and by one other team whose name escapes me at the moment, but probably not to this extent. In all honesty, Sutton have only created 3 clear-cut opportunities, but Lewis Simper's been involved in almost everything, and he did send a free kick over early on, but he took his goal with aplomb in the 31st minute when Aldershot were dispossessed on the edge of their own final third. And he finished with great aplomb past Marcus Dewhurst. The Shots had a free kick on 45 plus 4 and it hit the wall. Why am I mentioning it? It was their first effort on goal of the entire afternoon. That's how dominant Sutton United have been in the first half, Connor. The shots with it all to do, albeit attacking the East Bank end in the second half. Half time here at the EBB, Aldershot Town 0, Sutton United 1. Right, for the benefit of our online listeners, I'm going to give you this microphone now. I don't know if you use one similar, but it's a lip mic, so hold it up against your lip all the time. So, Isaac, just a little chat in half time for those who are still with us. Before we talk about today, and if you're enjoying today, just tell us what you do at Sudbury and how that came about.
So, at Sudbury, since the age of 14, I'm 17 now. I've done sort of the media, and I've been the social media admin for the season and a half, and I still do it for all the home games, but at all the away games I provide a commentary radio broadcast that I managed to sort of set up this season by getting sponsorships and talking to the supporters club about if that's what they'd want and if they'd be interested, because I don't know if any of the listeners or you know about Sudbury's league, but a lot of it is in the Midlands, so it's quite difficult for fans to make the journey unless there's a coach provided. So it's just another service that we can bring, and hopefully for me, I want to be a commentator, so to have that opportunity at proper football rather than like FIFA is quite cool. Yeah, absolutely, and like
Isaac and I have exchanged a few messages prior to today, and I've listened to one of his commentaries and doing really, really well at the age of 17. I started commentating at the age of 50, so you're several years ahead of me, mate. In terms of the experience this afternoon then, obviously your first visit to the EBB, what are your initial thoughts really about the surroundings and the game and the quality and everything else?
Yeah, I think the atmosphere was really good from Aldershot at the start of the game, where they had to weather a bit of a storm from Sutton United, who came out of the blocks really fast, and towards the end with the free kick that went into the wall before the shot wide from, I think it was Theo Widrington who hit wide. I thought the atmosphere around there really tried to give that extra 10% to the players where they might have needed it. But I think in terms of the game, I think the show's been run in the sort of the central midfield three for Sutton of Sigio Odalusi, Lewis Simper, who got the goal, and Jack Wadham. I think they've sort of overrun the midfield for Aldershot, and Lewis Simper, dangerous player for Sutton. He scored against Ebbsfleet, I believe, in that 4-1 defeat, which is a day for them to forget. So they're obviously trying to bounce back from that. I'm sure that's what
it's a really good point.
Steve Morrison would have been saying in his pre-match team talk about not allowing them to lose 2 games on the bounce. But I think Aldershot definitely had to take that back foot role in the game. They weren't able to play the football they'll have wanted to. That's gotten them to Wembley in FA Trophy final, and I think Tommy Widrington will have some things to say to the players, and I guess it will be a different look. We were looking together at the stats, and Aldershot gone behind quite a lot, but I think it was something like over in 50% of the games have got that equaliser.
Yeah, 53% of times when Aldershot have gone behind this season, they've got an equaliser, and Isaac and I were talking about what kind of stats we can get available to us and which ones are relevant, and I think exact correct use of that stat, for example, Isaac, really, because I don't think anybody in the Aldershot support side of things today will feel that Aldershot are out of this by any means, but they're going to have to play an awful lot better individually, collectively and tactically, because as you say, Sutton United are dominating that midfield, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think I mentioned the midfield, and that's been where it is, but there has been opportunities for Aldershot. Jack Barham has had a couple of opportunities on the right hand side where he's beaten, I think it was Harry Ransom, he beat a couple of times for pace down the right hand side before crossing in. There was no one in the middle.
Yeah.
So Sutton are definitely vulnerable in defence. They're playing quite a high line because of how much they're trying to pin Aldershot in, and a bit of pace and could see, but on the left and the right. And Sutton are definitely, what I noticed is that a lot of their attacks when they're actually trying to build something, are coming from the left-hand side. If they're listening on the radio, they won't be able to see. They're coming on the left-hand side. The goal did come from I think it was sort of a mistake. Sort of ball was sort of in Aldershot's possession before.
Yeah, Henry had dropped deep, hadn't he? And, and he moved back towards his goal for safety, but then he was surrounded by 3 players, and his initial footwork was good.
Yeah.
But then I don't think the pitch. I mean, I'm not making his excuses for him, but because Sutton then found a 4th player to shut him down. But there's a few little bobbles around the pitch.
Yeah, I think there's been a couple of touches that have not been, and a couple of passes that have not had enough pace on them because they've bobbled a bit and been intercepted. A lot of the times trying to spread it out wide to Aaron Jones on the right hand side. We've seen a couple of those passes be cut out, allowing Sutton to move forward quite quickly. But I definitely don't think Aldershot are out of it. It was a team score a lot of goals, the 4th highest scorers in the league, behind Gatesheader in 3rd, I think it was. Concede a lot as well, but that's when you're playing sort of heavy metal football. When you're scoring goals, you've maybe got to be a bit vulnerable at the back. I think you could definitely see a couple goals in the second half if shots come out looking a bit more to have a bit more back at Sutton, I'd say.
Brilliant stuff. That's Isaac Minnie. Thank you, Isaac. I must admit, I was sort of feeling my way a little bit with Isaac, but he stepped up to the plate brilliantly this afternoon. We're still at half-time here. I just wanted to look at that battle at the top of the National League South and the teams that are going to come up or back up, as it may be, to this level. Fascinating battle, 5 teams at the top end of the National League South, any of which prior to today could still win the title. Dorking Wanderers 4-0 up against Hampton and Richmond at half time, but even more staggeringly than that, captain Charlie Carter scored in the 1st, 2nd and 8th minutes, an 8-minute hat-trick at the start of the game, something I've never heard of at any level of football. Alfie Rutherford with the other goal. So Dorking Wanderers doing everything they can to make sure they get 3 points this afternoon. But Worthing, who are down to 10 men, are winning 1-0 away at Eastbourne. Truro are playing Torquay as well, and that one's 0-0. At the bottom end of the National League at the moment, the likes of Maidenhead and Boston are potentially bringing the likes of Woking and Wealdstone, who started the day 8 and 5 points clear, back into the relegation fight. The Shots, hopefully on their 53 points, can still add to them and ensure mathematically their safety. I don't think anyone's seriously concerned. The Shots are still going to go down, but as the substitutes continue their warm-up here at half-time, I'm just going to take a short break until the teams come out again from a cold, a blustery and now a wet EBB Stadium. Half-time score is Aldershot Town 0, Sutton United 1.
I didn't do it today. Not an excuse, reality really. That's alright. No worries, mate. Hopefully it gets a bit more enjoyable when the second half comes back.
1 minute warning, listeners, the teams are back out. We'll be underway with our National League commentary very shortly.
Is ticket 80221. The second prize for £80 for ticket 78046, and the third prize for £55 for ticket 79981.
Okay then, we're about to get underway for the second half here at the EBB. National League action. At the start of play, Shots 15th, Sutton 12th. It's 1-0 to the visitors at half-time. No half-time changes by either side that we can see. The Shots will line up as follows: Dewhurst in goal, Woodhouse, Mullins and Armitage the back 3, Corbett, Henry, Widrington and Aaron Jones across the middle, with Ryan Jones supporting Barham and Barrett in attack. Sutton United with Jack Sims in goal, Topolodge, French, Ransom and Jackson the back 4, or DeLucy the CDM, Boateng, Simper, Wadham and Adom supporting Ashley Nadesan in attack. The Shots quickly on the front foot, but blocked by Sutton. sent forward. Huge ball forward from Marcus Dewhurst, and Corbett will now compete with that. For that with Ryan Jackson, who gets up first and cushions a header back to his goalkeeper Jack Sims. Alongside me this afternoon, as well as young 17-year-old Isaac Minnie, the Sudbury commentator, who's here for a bit of experience today and did a cracking job with the chat we had at half time and the stats he gave us in the first half. And the equally reliable but slightly older excuse me, Steve Gibbs. Good, Steve, welcome back. 1 minute in. Get your early thoughts in just a moment. Sutton holding the ball up, coming back through Wadham, and then they play it forward. Theo Whittington almost cuts it out. Ball round the corner. Simpers picked it up onto his left foot. Theo Whittington makes sure he doesn't think about shooting with that. Naddison's got the ball, finds Boateng on the right hand side. He's into the penalty area trying to get away with the shot on his left foot. It's weak and straight at Dewhurst, but the first effort of the second half comes from the visitors again. 0-1, Steve Gibbs.
He should have done so much better from that position, but now here's Jack Barham down the right.
Yeah, he's approaching the byline, steps back, and he's lost his footing, and he's held back the Sutton player, giving away the free kick. Got his hand on his head, he doesn't believe it or understand it, but what he can't do, Steve Gibbs, is show any dissent, because he's already on a yellow card.
Yeah, no, nothing there that deserved the card, but a bit clumsy. Good promise for Jack Barham, but as we saw throughout the first half, Sutton quicker, stronger, in a better position. That said, Boateng should have done so much better. Kai Corbett nowhere to be seen on his defensive duties. Boateng cuts in and then doesn't catch the shot at all, makes it far too easy.
There's a header forward, Armitage has sent it back, Barrett's in. Oh, and he half volleys it wide of the target, under pressure to get his shot away. Good counter, good transition from the shots, but on this occasion Josh Barrett couldn't find the finish. Steve Gibbs.
No, I think that first touch should have been a shot. He took the touch, forced him a little bit wide, then he was off balance, skewed it into the side netting. Very, very Josh Barrett-like. Yeah, and that's been Aldershot Town all over.
Yeah.
Completely not themselves.
Yeah, very few shots wide this season. One or two lobs that have been just a little bit too high or come back off the crossbar. Was a brilliant header from Armitage, reminded me a little bit of Callum Howes last week that Pearce ran onto and scored. It was that kind of defence into attack. His Simper evading the tackle of Widrington, sidesteps Armitage, goes out to the left side, cross comes in from Topoludge, headed away by Woodhouse towards Corbett. Corbett changes feet, sends the ball out on the left hand side for Barham to chase, and screams out Barham because the ball was too strong, and Sims clears his lines. Sutton send it down the right hand side. It'll be a left back throw in to Aldershot Town, who, Steve, would it be too obvious and too corny for me to say at this stage that the next goal in this game is rather big?
It's massive. If Sutton get it, game over, you would say. Aldershot Town have not shown any sort of promise that they could come back from 2 goals down. At the moment they're so far second best that you think 1-0 could be enough, given the dominance that Sutton are enjoying.
Coming together off the ball, nothing given. Sutton have it, send it inside. Armitage is well placed again, but he can only clear it to Topoludge. Wherever Aldershot look to go with it, there seems to be a Sutton player. They've always got a body available to shut them down, to cut out the pass, or to build the next attack. And so far, I can't see anything tactically much different in the second half from the first. And Sutton United are playing this game with the pomp and the confidence of a team in the top 7, where sadly their fans will berate the fact that they're not, Steve.
Yeah, they're playing like a playoff team, but equally Aldershot Town are so far below their own par this afternoon as well.
Ball into the air, it's cleared away on the 6-yard box by Kai Corbett. That in itself tells you all you need to know. Is Woodhouse coming through and trying to take the ball off of Boateng. Boateng catches Corbett late. I don't think he knew a lot about it, in fairness to Boateng. Steve, Corbett came out of nowhere, didn't he, to get his foot in, and Boateng swung where he thought the ball was, but he got himself a footful of man, and I think he's come off worst.
He has, yeah. I think he was clattered by Luca Woodhouse, just getting up, regaining his bearings, saw the ball, went for it, and then, as you say, from out of nowhere, Kai Corbett was winning it, and Corbett is back up, limping rather heavily, but Boateng is still sat on the turf, but from the referee's actions, looks like he's going to pick up a yellow card when he's back on his feet.
Absolutely, that's Steve Gibbs. I'm Rob Worrell, also alongside us is Isaac Minnie, the Sudbury commentator, who's here as our guest. We're 6 minutes into the second half, and it remains Aldershot Town 0, Sutton United 1. Paul Reynolds, we were talking about that 8-minute hat-trick from Charlie Carter for Dorking today. He says the fastest hat-trick in Premier League history was scored by Sadio Mane in 2 minutes 56 seconds for Liverpool during a match between for Southampton against Aston Villa in 2015. This record-breaking performance broke the previous record held by Robbie Fowler, which, Steve, I think was about 4 minutes something.
It was, yeah. Robbie Fowler was positively dawdling, but yeah, from the first whistle, I don't recall much quicker than
exactly. And Paul, I don't think that point was lost on you. We weren't saying it was the fastest hat-trick, but might it be the fastest hat-trick at the start of a game? Somebody scoring a hat-trick within 8 minutes. But anyway, back to the action here in the light drizzle on a cold, fresh and blustery spring afternoon at the EBB Stadium, home of Aldershot in North East Hampshire. Another Sutton player's gone down, Odelusi, and Steve is up to his feet, and I think both knocks and that were genuine. Just got a little question mark in my head. Let's see how this second half plays out. I think Sutton have been too good to need to do any time wasting, so I'm going to give them full credit that both those players were genuinely hurt and not looking to waste any time. Why would you when you've had such momentum? Here's Henry taking the ball to Ryan Jones. He's dispossessed on the edge of the penalty area by Sutton, who picked the ball up now with Simper. He plays the ball to Wadham up to Naddison into the path of Odelusi. Odelusi plays it down the right side, and Mullins checks his stride and goes back to Dewhurst. Dewhurst sends the ball forward. It's one in the air on the back line by Sutton, but Henry reacts well. He gets onto the ball and he's dispossessed illegally. Aldershot have the free kick taken quickly by Ryan Jones. He finds Josh Barrett, who's creeping towards the right hand edge of the area, and then he clips a ball in that is way over hit. And Steve, I need to try and be kind here and say, did he get another one of the bobbles out there, because that was awful.
It was. I'd hope it was a bobble. Not quite sure.
But in this opening 9 minutes almost of the second half, have you seen anything different tactically? Have you seen anything in terms of the attitude or anything really? As Sutton arguably strengthened their side by taking off Boateng and bringing on top scorer Will Davies. The Gucci man is on.
That's what managers need these days. You need to be able to strengthen your team, or at least not weaken it in those substitutions. It shows the value of having a squad depth, and Sutton have been good enough this afternoon as it is. Now they've brought on someone who's got 17 goals, I think. But
I got him on 16. Sutton fans,
one goal doesn't really make much difference, but and he'll be wanting to prove a point here this afternoon. When I last looked, he was the 4th top scorer in the National League. He's been superb this season, and only spurred on by some of the vitriol from a certain National League club's owner this season about his celebrations, and he took it in great spirit. He's continued to celebrate with his Gucci bag ever since, but that's another story. 55 minutes gone, Aldershot Town 0, Sutton United 1, and the shot's looking to try and get back into this one. Here's James Henry, tries to pass it to Barrett, and he scores! Oh, what a wonderful move there!
James Henry, who must have thought of shooting himself, but spotted the run of Josh Barrett. Barrett took the ball under control, calmly poked it towards goal, and it found its way in at the East Bank end, in off the foot of the post. And the shots are level in the 56th minute. Aldershot Town 1, Sutton United 1.
From nothing, the shots are level, and two beautiful passes, the two best passes that Aldershot Town have probably mustered this afternoon. Maybe save Kai Corbett's reverse pass in the first half. One from Henry to find Barrett to create space where previously there hadn't been any. Aldershot Town have struggled to get any inroads on this Sutton defence, but brilliant from Henry. And then Barrett opens his body in one deft movement, takes control, opens his body, and then finds the bottom corner. It's the classic striker's goal, passing the ball into the net.
They're quickly
From nowhere,
on
the shots are level.
Sorry, Steve. They're quickly on the attack again with Corbett and Ryan Jones, who keeps the ball in. He sends a cross in. I think that's too deep. It is indeed. We'll update our radio listeners very shortly with the news of that response from the shots. They were, but around about 45 seconds ago, they got themselves level. Their best attack of the whole game. They haven't had many, in fairness. James Henry ghosting onto the ball just outside the penalty area, and I don't know if he was thinking, but I was thinking he's gonna let fly with that trusty right foot, but he didn't. He spotted the forward run of Josh Barrett, and Barrett timed his run to perfection. The pass was weighted to perfection. He controlled it with one touch, and then he prodded it towards the far right hand post. We wondered for a minute if it might come back out again, but it hit the inside of the post, rippled the back of the net, and Josh Barrett, the shots top scorer, does it again. And somehow, in a game in which they've been outplayed for the vast majority of it, the shots have got themselves level. Connor, just 10 minutes into the second half, it is Aldershot Town 1, Sutton United 1. Maidenhead United have doubled their lead against Woking. Maidenhead United 2, Woking 0. Can the shots continue with the momentum they've got now? Just as we were worrying about Sutton bringing on their top scorer Will Davies, Woking have pulled a goal back at Maidenhead. It's Maidenhead 2, Woking 1. Here at the EBB, the shots, Steve, looking to end a bit of momentum, and we talk about the fact that points aren't that critical and that crucial, but I think a point today, from this point on, having been outplayed for the first 55 minutes, would be a decent point today, wouldn't it?
It would, absolutely, yeah, considering from the low point that Aldershot Town have dragged themselves up from. I think it would be an excellent point, and that's not to forget how poor Aldershot Town have been. Tommy Widrington again remonstrating with anyone who'll listen at the slowness with which Marcus Dewhurst is kicking the ball.
Yellow
it's
card.
Certainly a recurring theme for.
Yeah. Sorry, Steve. Look, yellow
shot.
card there shown to Henry that we nearly missed. Sorry, and I'm not sure whether it might have been for dissent. Certainly at the point that I looked at, but it's definitely to show yellow card shown to James Henry.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I only saw the aftermath, the flourishing of the yellow card, not the incident which earned it.
Right, we get a little lull in play in the next few minutes. I'll get another word with Isaac Minnie on his thoughts on that Aldershot Town goal. But meanwhile, Aldershot looking to play their own bit of chaos this afternoon, and because that's certainly the way in which Sutton have played. They've got a throw halfway inside their own half now, Steve. If I can just borrow your microphone for a second, just to give it to Isaac. Isaac, you've seen the home side score now and the atmosphere in the ground change. Just what did you make of the equalising goal?
Well, it's a really clever pass, isn't it, from James Henry. He finds the run of Josh Barrett, who's top scorer for the shots. and I was a bit nervous, as you mentioned, that it was about to bounce out, did hit the inside of the post but nestled into the corner, and then you could see the atmosphere, you could maybe hear it on the radio. It really has changed. The Shots fans really are in fine voice, and the Sutton fans have definitely got a lot quieter since that goal's gone in. And I also think the atmosphere on the pitch has sort of changed, and the Shots seem definitely on top, and the ball has gone from being a lot in the Aldershot half to being in the middle or towards the Sutton goal. So I think the Shots are on top here.
Brilliant stuff, thank you very much. That's Isaac Minney, who's the Sudbury commentator at the age of just 17, who's just experiencing National League commentary today. Shots have a free kick in their own half, and Aaron Jones has actually sent it across and backwards, cleared forward by Corbett. He plays it up to Ryan Jones and goes for the return pass. He's heading towards the byline now. Will he try a left foot cross? He does, and unfortunately gets it all wrong. I think he wanted it on his right foot, Steve, and that's perhaps the slight limitation of Corbett playing in that position. Occasionally you've got to go on your weaker foot. He did there, and it didn't come off.
No, it didn't, but I think otherwise, I'm not sure that he's been the right player for that position today, but otherwise he's acquitted himself well in that unfamiliar position. But yeah, Aldershot Town need to take the equaliser as base camp. They're back in this game, undeservedly so, I would say, but deserving a result gets you nowhere. It's what you do on the score sheet, and Aldershot Town need to use that as the platform on which to build.
Armitage fouled there. Now Aldershot take the free kick quickly. I just wanted to say that despite the fact they've been up against it this afternoon, I think he's been excellent, Will Armitage. The pick of the back three for me. Here's Mullins threading the ball out to Luca Woodhouse. Looks ahead of what's up there for him. It's Henry who turns and can't quite win it cleanly, but the ball wrestles itself free. Aaron Jones sends a cross into the far post. Corbett quickly reacts to chase the loose ball to the byline and plays it back to Luca Woodhouse. Woodhouse now finds Armitage, as for the first time today Aldershot are starting to get on top now. 63 minutes gone, 1-1. The Shots have got themselves a footing in this one. Theo Whittington arrows it across the pitch looking for Kai Corbett. Unfortunately plays it too far behind Corbett, goes into touch, and it is a throw in to Sutton United. A number of players from both sides currently going through warm-ups. Kwame Thomas, Uwakwe, Dayan Tetek back on the bench, Hadi Gandor, Ollie Bray, Stapachurf and Anderson for Shots, and for Sutton, Kirby, Coley, Vaz, Muller, Toom and Sandat. Is a flick on by Davies. He is fouled according to the referee by Kai Corbett. Just in front of us here in the media box, 10 yards inside the Aldershot Town half. Simper once again to take it, and plenty of players up for Sutton. Nadesan, Davies, Odelusi is up there. In comes the free kick, headed away by Aldershot. Adom is going to pick it up on the edge of the final third, finds Simper. Simper will cushion a pass out to the left hand side, and he's overhit it. Sorry, Henry plays the ball into the path of Barham, who gives it back to Henry. Barrett's in the middle, Corbett's making his way forward. Henry plays it to Ryan Jones, it's almost cut out by a Dom. Mullins keeps it, Woodhouse bombs forward. Theo Whittington lifts the ball over the top, Jones jumps, can't win it. Now there's a battle on it which Jackson wins. Behind, is it a corner? Well, the whole East Bank shout for a corner. Referee James Durkin gives a goal kick. And Steve Gibbs, we never ever said it, others did. 65 minutes gone, 1-1. meaningless end of season game? I think not.
Not a bit of it, no. It's been fantastically competitive spectacle. Both teams giving their all. Sutton, for most of the game, the vast majority of the game, have been the better team. But Tommy Widrington, as Tommy's classic quote says, even if he plays his young daughter at Tiddlywinks, he wants to win. And now he's going to throw Kwame Thomas into the fray in the next few minutes, and an attacking move, and a move that the only way that he knows how to move.
Aldershot almost giving it away on the halfway line. Henry involved in losing it, involved in winning it back. Ball goes back to Dewhurst. That takes a bobble as he does really well to clear it up towards halfway. Odelusi gets time. Odelusi gets time to make a second attempt to win the ball there, Stevens. Tommy Widrington not happy with that at all. He wants his players competing for it first time and second time, and won't accept neither. I think they just misjudged the bounce, to be fair, but we're going to get also, make your point on that if you wish, or on the impending substitution that Aldershot Town are about to make. A familiar figure about to enter the fray.
Yeah, Kwame Thomas coming on from the bench. Looks like Josh Barrett he's replacing. Barrett's making his way over to this near side, or perhaps it's just
coming over for a drink.
A bottle.
I wonder if it'll be Corbett or Barham. It's going to be Corbett actually.
Yeah, Kai Corbett, and so that'll be a tactical switch as well.
Ryan Jones will go.
And yeah, probably Ryan Jones into the left wing back position, Thomas into the attack,
and Barrett perhaps back to the number 10. You think?
And yeah, I think Aldershot Town, they're level, but they've not really lifted themselves to the levels that we know and expect of them.
I think they're trying to, Steve.
Oh, they are. There's no lack of effort.
No.
The quality just hasn't been there. The quality, cohesion, the individual ability. I'm certainly not saying that they're on the beach. They're slacking. They've had too many hot cross buns and Easter eggs already. They're just not at the races individually and collectively.
Well, it was Maidenhead 2, Woking 0. It's now 2-2 in that one. And what a point that would be for the Cards today. Another point to their tally would keep them 1 point behind the Shots if both games end in draws, ahead of Monday's game. But it would keep Maidenhead United very much in the bottom four. While we mentioned that game on Monday, a little bit of fine detail, listeners. Tom Mitchell is the regular Woking home commentator, will commentate on that game, as he should. That's the way we'd play it at BBC Surrey. And Steve Gibbs will be alongside him in commentary to give an Aldershot Town point of view. My services are not required, and that's fine. I'm off down to the south coast to call Worthing against Dorking. Here's Kwame Thomas trying to get a ball in. Barham gets a header, but it's easily snaffled by Sims in the Sutton goal. And the top end of that National League South battle, there could be just 3 points between in fact there might even be 2 points, 2 or 3 points between the top 5 going into the penultimate game at the weekend. At the moment, Dorking trying to pull themselves back into it, 4-1 up against Hampton. Torquay have gone ahead down at Truro. Worthing and Eastbourne are all square. Here's Barrett. Just beaten to the loose ball by Odelusi, but then Armitage comes through, clears it forward. Barham will chase his own touch, holds it up, goes down, and wins a free kick. And Aldershot have a free kick out on the right hand side, level with the left hand edge of the penalty area. We're in the 70th minute. It's Aldershot Town 1, Sutton United 1. And Josh Barrett is out there ready to take it. And Tommy Widrington points to his skipper Aaron Jones and says, you come back here, you can be the one player back. Everyone else is lining up on the edge of the Sutton United box. Still the light drizzle comes down. Still it's a fresh, cold, blustery afternoon. It's still 1-1. Here's the free kick from Barrett. Ooh, the header is over the bar from Maxi Mullins. Good effort, climbed well. Rose with Ryan Jackson, I think, and he prevailed, Mullins, but he couldn't keep his header on target. But more positive signs for the shot, Steve.
Absolutely, yeah, decent delivery. Maxi momentarily seemed to have a little bit of space. Couldn't control his header though, and over the crossbar into the East Bank. But certainly the shots from a pretty low starting point have lifted themselves.
Goal kick then to Sutton into the 71st minute, flicked on by Davies, should be cleared away by Armitage. In fact, it doesn't go where he wanted it to go, and it literally momentarily caught Davies and Jones out. Davies stuck out a foot, and I must have brushed it because it's an Aldershot Town throw. Can the Shots find a late winner? 1-1 here. Here's Barham chasing. The ball's played back to Sims. Sims clears forward. Davies has gone down. Kwame Thomas holding the ball up. Goes back to Ryan Jones. Skips inside of his man. Comes back to Theo Widrington. They're playing well. They're on top, but it's still 1-1. They've just had a chance from a Barrett free kick that was headed over by Mullins, but the game's opening up, and as you'd expect, Connor, with two teams that don't need to win but want to win, are really putting their foot on the throttle. The game's opening up. It's end to end. It's more like the games we've had at Aldershot Town this season. Huge credit we've given, rightly so, to Sutton United, who bossed this game for the first 55 minutes, but the Shots have got level with that classy move and finish. Henry with the assist, Barrett with the goal. At the moment though, as you're with us, Will Davis, the Sutton United top scorer and substitute, is onto the pitch as well. Cross comes in from the right, and Ryan Jones does well to head that behind, and Sutton approaching double figures in corners this afternoon. 72 minutes gone, Connor. Aldershot Town 1, Sutton United 1. Quick word, Steve. Corner to Sutton.
Yeah, good play from Ryan Jones. He was up against two Sutton United attackers, but did really well to maintain his position and then get a touch behind. But certainly I think it's probably Simper who's going to deliver it. The danger is not over yet.
Lewis Walker and Aidan O'Brien got those 2 goals in 5 minutes for Woking, and ironically both of them have worn the red and blue of Aldershot Town. Here's Simper with the corner, beautifully struck, punched away by Dewhurst. Was he being fouled? Nothing's given. Loose ball, hooked back in towards goal by Ransom, blocked. Out to the right hand side now to Simper. Theo Winton's trying to show him onto his right foot. He does well. Woodhouse finds Ryan Jones, lifts the ball over the top. Barham running through the middle. Way out of his goal is Sims. He heads it into touch. Well crafted ball from Ryan Jones. Good run and control by Barham. Shots with a throw in. Ryan Jones exchanges passes with Theo Widrington. Luca Woodhouse skips past his man, finds Widrington inside to James Henry. Henry clips the ball over the top. He's looking for Barham. Ooh! Touched by a Sutton player, takes it out towards Barham. Oh, lovely skip from Josh Barrett. Tries the shot. It's a curler. It's headed away by Tyler French, the Sutton skipper, and then plays the ball forward to Ashley Naderson. He's got the ball on the left side. 2 against 3 for Sutton. Now it's 3 against 4. Said it was like a basketball game. It's getting more like that by the minute. 74 minutes gone. Aldershot Town 1, Sutton United 1. And Sutton now on the edge of the Aldershot final third. Davies holds it up, plays it back out to Odalusi. Get out, says Tommy Widrington. You can probably hear that one on the sound effects microphone. He doesn't want his team sitting back. He wants them on the front foot. Here comes Sutton right through to the edge. Will Davies has got it, edge of the area, tries a shot. It's blocked by a combination of Armitage and Theo Widrington. Ball comes back in, headed away by Woodhouse, and then a follow-up effort from the left foot of Lewis Simper is exquisitely struck, but just a little too high, Steve. Goal kick shots. 74 3/4 minutes gone. 1-1. Over to you.
Yeah. Sutton continue to create chances, but Aldershot Town steadily lifting themselves back into this, and excellent ball forward from, I think it was Ryan Jones, who caught found Jack Barham scampering clear. That's the sort of chaos in transition that Tommy Widrington wants to create, not the defensive chaos that we saw from his team in the first half. With players like that, with moments like that, with ambition like that, the Shots can still go on and win this.
Is Barham being dispossessed legally? Aldershot win it back though with Ryan Jones. He's into the penalty area, plays it into the path of Kwame Thomas. Sutton get there, prod it behind for a corner. Shots won, Sutton won. And I tell you what, Steve, this second half, A, because it's much closer, and B, because it's end to end, is so much more thrilling to watch.
It is, absolutely, yeah. I think from a neutral's point of view, the first half would have been interesting and to see Sutton's control, but yeah, basketball game is about right in the second half.
Not that we've seen any players bounce the ball with their hands or anything, but corner then to the Shots at the East Bank end in the 77th minute. Barrett half cleared, Theo Widrington's shot towards goal was on target and then clearly deflected behind off a Sutton player, and the referee must have been unsighted because he's given a goal kick, Steve Gibbs. Widrington with a shot on target, cleared behind off a Sutton player. I'm not even doubting myself for a minute on that. You must have seen that hit the Sutton player, did you?
I think it did, yeah. There's consensus in the press box that should have been a corner. I think in the referee's defence, it was so crowded in that area, he didn't have the angle that we did, almost over Theo's shoulder. He was the other side of the penalty area, and I'm not saying he was guessing, but he probably wouldn't have had as clear a view as we did.
We try and always call it as we see it, but I've got a complete neutral alongside me. Corner or goal kick there? Corner, okay, we're all unified on that one. And anyway, doesn't matter. There could be 1,500 people in this ground all saying it's a corner. There's only one that matters. Yep. He gave a goal kick, and he hasn't had a bad game by any means, as James Durkin, but he's got that one wrong, just like the players do. Flick on from Kwame Thomas. Ransom's being chased back by Barham, goes back to Sims, and Sutton United are finding out what it's like to be up against a fervent atmosphere here at the EBB, where the Shots fans are cheering for everything. We saw it last week up at York, and it pays off sometimes, doesn't it? A little bit of peer pressure. Absolutely. It certainly didn't there though for the Shots.
no, referee should only ever give the decision on each decision on its own merit, regardless of what the players or crowd are suggesting. But certainly Aldershot Town back in this game, you'd say the result is more in the balance than it has been for the rest of the afternoon. And an interesting move, a very welcome one personally. Dayan Tetek's first minutes in a competitive fixture to replace James Henry. Not sure when Dayan last played, but it was too long ago.
It's a good couple of months ago, isn't it? I haven't got the date or the stats in front of me. They're probably available to us in the programme, but James Henry's had to do a different sort of role this afternoon.
He has.
For 79 minutes. One that he's more than capable of doing. There's a good flick on from Davies, but Max Mullins has read it well. He's onto it. He goes back to Dewhurst. Dewhurst is going to clear towards halfway. Odelusi will snap that one up. Tetek almost wins it. The ball falls loose to Barrett. Barrett clips the ball out to the left side. Ryan Jones will chase it, and it'll be too strong. He won't get there. Thank you very much to Keith Deere for sending me a video of the Aldershot Town goal. Much appreciated for that. 79 minutes have been completed. Aldershot Town 1, Sutton United 1. Here in the National League, and I guess with Sutton starting the day 12th and Shots 15th, not too much might change if this one does end 1-1, but I think there's every chance of there being more goals, even though there are only 10 plus added time left, because it's been that kind of game in the second half. Ashley Nedison gets a foot on it before it goes into touch, but plays it against himself. Throw into Aldershot in the left back position, and as we approach the 80-minute mark, all square. But Steve, will there be another plot twist this afternoon at the EBB?
Yeah, as I just said, it's more likely than at any other time this afternoon that Aldershot Town will get something from this game, that they'll even go on and snatch a winner. But certainly Sutton United not out of this by any means yet. They're perfectly capable of taking the 3 points.
Here's Theo Whittington clearing his lines forward, headed back, huge header from Ransom, headed on by Will Davies and headed back towards his own goal by Luca Woodhouse. And I think the referee's allowed play on. Woodhouse has gone down, and I don't know whether the referee would have given a free kick there against the Sutton player on Woodhouse, Naddison, I think it is. He didn't need to, did he? And that was sensible refereeing because the ball went through to the hands of Dewhurst anyway.
Yeah.
And now everybody's okay. Referee's going to get on with it. Bit of common sense used all round as we approach the end of the 81st minute. Shots 1, yellows 1. Dewhurst's goal kick is headed back towards Luca Woodhouse. He's been fouled. In fact, no, it's offside, I beg your pardon. Given against Sutton. Aldershot to take it from the wrong position. Now Theo Whittington's going to take it from the right position. Sends it out to the left to find Ryan Jones. Needs a bit of movement ahead of him. Gets that now from Barrett. Woodhouse. Little clip ball forward isn't good enough from Woodhouse, and it's played up by Wadham towards Will Davis, and then a reverse ball back from Wadham is a bit aimless, goes all the way through to Dewhurst. Aldershot, Tetek and Dewhurst exchanging passes. Oh, good touchdown by Kwame Thomas, finds Josh Barrett. Barrett plays it up again. Kwame Thomas is onto the loose ball, heavy touch. He's kept it though and finds Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones running diagonally across, finds Theo Whittington on the edge of the pitch. He'll send it further left to Ryan Jones. He'll go up against Jackson. He skipped one way then the other, and good defending from Jackson to keep Ryan Jones and Aldershot Town out. Plays it up to Naddison, who tries to roll Luca Woodhouse, but Woodhouse has read that well. He's on his left foot, going to the edge of the penalty area. He's into the penalty area, squares it back. It's cut out really well by Odalusi, and he steers it to a Sutton player. But Sutton then give it away to Theo Whittington. Barrett sends it in. Barham takes it down on the edge of the box and plays it back to Dayan Tetek. Tetek gives a ball out wide to Aaron Jones, who plays it back inside to Barrett. Barrett finds Tetek, quick feet from him. Tetek goes down. Big shouts for a penalty, nothing given. Waved away by James Durkin. We'll get the thoughts of Steve Gibbs in a minute. But Sutton on the counter-attack. Mullins goes to ground. He can't take the ball off of Naddison, who plays it back inside to Odalusi, who's now at the other end, and he's dragged down by the head by Aaron Jones. He gives a silly free kick away. We'll have a moment or two while they set up for the free kick. Steve, was that a desperate shout from the Shots fans for a penalty, or was it? Referee said no.
I don't think it was a penalty for me, but it's certainly not outside the realms of possibility that it would have been given.
Tetek went down. He was definitely inside the penalty area. I didn't have a strong opinion. If I had one, I'd give one. Isaac, what did you think? Just gut feeling? Isaac thinks, as a neutral, that it could have been a penalty to Aldershot Town, and coulda, woulda, shoulda is exactly where we're at, because it wasn't given. Let's crack on. 84 minutes, and I think they just announced, was it the crowd or the man of the match, Steve?
No, it was a Sutton substitution.
Ah, brilliant. Sandat has come on, and Jack Wadham has gone off. I saw that. I just thought it was a bit early for the man of the match, but not too early for the attendance to be announced.
No, I think
Sandat, another forward-looking player
that's an
for
attacking
Sutton.
move.
They're going for the win. They're 1-1. They dominated the first 50 minutes. Shots well back in it now at 1-1, but in comes Sutton again. Ryan Jones heads away the free kick to the edge of the area. Civi's got it, but he's run into Ryan Jones. The ball's deflected kindly to Simper. He plays it to Odalusi. Odalusi's got choices. He sends the ball in, held up, turn, looking to make room for a shot. Tetek's got a foot in. He finds Widrington. Widrington finds Barrett. Can Aldershot counter? A little bit slow to get out here, but they keep the ball well. Aaron Jones squares it across to Luca Woodhouse, who can advance onto it. He can come over halfway now. We're almost through the 85th minute. Still Shots 1, Sutton 1. Woodhouse plays it over the top. It's headed, it's picked up by Barham, but he can only send it back to the Sutton player, who's lobbed the ball out to the right hand side looking for Jackson, goes straight into touch. Morrison, the Sutton manager, not happy. Theo Widrington sends it back down the line from the throw to Luca Woodhouse. Aldershot Town 1, Sutton United 1. Mullins arrows the ball out to the right, and Kwame Thomas slips. The player behind him gets caught up with his boot. They both fall over. The ball sails over their heads and out of play behind the goal. An unintentional comedic moment there, Steve Gibbs.
It was, yeah, but certainly that won't deflect the attention of both teams in looking for the winner, and certainly in bringing Sandat on for Wadham. That shows that Sutton United want this win as well. They're not happy with dominating a game and only taking a point. They want the 3 points that they feel their performance deserves.
Goal kick to Sutton United. Davies comes, gets the little flick on, but can only find Luca Woodhouse. Great touch, control, awareness from him. From the Wickham loanee, it goes back to Marcus Dewhurst. Ball forward is touched by Will Davies. Out to the left, he gets it back, shoots just wide. Goal kick to Aldershot Town, and the first time that Will Davies, the Sutton United top scorer, has seen the whites of the Aldershot Town goal. 3.5 minutes of added time left. We're going to do an update to our radio listeners, Steve, so I won't come to you. We've got well, they're not able to put the attendance up on the scoreboard, so unless you heard it, Steve, I can't give it.
I heard 331 Sutton fans, not the full total.
Okay, but we'll come back to that. Isaac's going to save the day. He's got the attendance. Yeah, 87 minutes gone, Connor. Been a rousing second half, end to end. The shot's much more in it. Still dangerous moments at the other end. Will Davies, the Sutton United top scorer, has just flashed a shot wide. The Shots have got a free kick now, 20 yards inside the Sutton half, and it looks like they're going to send it right into the edge of the penalty area. A reminder that Sutton took the lead on 31 minutes, deservedly so. Classy finish from Simper. And Josh Barrett has got the shots level. In comes the free kick. Thomas jumps. Nobody gets on it, and it drifts out to the left-hand side. So that moment comes to nothing. We've got 2.5 minutes plus whatever's added here at the EBB. Stay with us a second longer now. I thought Aldershot were going to get in again, but it's Sutton who are countering, Connor. I can't possibly find a break in the play for you, so I'll just have to hand back. Shots 1, Sutton 1, just over 2 minutes plus added time to go. Right, ball's in touch over on the far side. As far as I know, it's still Maidenhead 2, Woking 2. Dagenham and Redbridge have scored themselves what might be a very important goal. They're 1-0 up now with a late goal against Ebbsfleet. Here's Barham into the penalty area, shoots. Lovely save down low to his left by Jack Sims. Corner to the Shots, Steve Gibbs.
Excellent save from Jack Sims. Not had much to do this afternoon, but he did really well there. Barham was through. The ball hit his ribs and bounced down onto the pitch and up over the bar. An unorthodox save, but a vital and impressive one. Shots corner.
Wow, Sims saved it low down where Harrison Mail couldn't last week. In comes the corner from Ryan Jones. It's headed away by Sutton only as far as Theo Widrington. And Josh Barrett tries the curled chip and gets it all wrong. I think everybody in the ground knew what he wanted to do, Steve, but on this occasion he couldn't find it. Right at the start of the 90th minute, 1-1.
Yeah, he scored the equaliser, but overall Josh Barrett has been, like most of the Aldershot team, below par this afternoon. But at the moment, they're seconds away, minutes away from claiming an unlikely point, given the way the game has played out, but a valuable and hard-fought one.
Right, well, Steve gave you the Sutton fans 3-3-1. Oh, sorry. And Isaac Minnie, our guest this afternoon from Sudbury, has given us the overall crowd. 2,609. Barham escapes the challenge from Sutton United's Harry Ransom. Referee clear and early with his decision. Yellow card. He was out on the left-hand side. Referee deciding that clearly there was enough cover on. Yellow card to Harry Ransom. Free kick to Aldershot on the edge of the penalty area. Quick word from Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, excellent pass down the line from Theo Widrington. He was almost facing his own goal. Brilliant pass around the corner. Would have just known that Jack Barham would be scampering after that. Desperate tackle from Ransom, thoroughly deserving the yellow card. And now Barrett and Jones, the brains trust over this free kick. Probably level with the edge of the area, maybe about 4 or 5 yards to the left.
In the 91st minute, minimum of 95 to be played. Shots won, Sutton United 1. And Ryan Jones sends in the free kick, cleared away by Sutton. Only as far as that man Jones, and Aldershot had a great chance to get the ball into the danger zone. Couldn't do anything with it, but they recycle it. Tetek sends in the ball to the far post. Thomas heads it back across. Josh Barrett heads it down, deflected. Barham out to the right hand side. Max Mullins volleys over. It would have been a wonderful goal if he could have kept it down. Sadly he couldn't, but the shots are back in it. They're at 1-1. They're pushing hard for a winner. 3.5 minutes of added time left. It remains 1-1, and the Aldershot Town man of the match has been given to Jack Barham for Aldershot. I think there's been a number of contenders today. We pick our own Aldershot Town man of the match here on BBC Surrey. Steve Gibbs will do that in a short while. I don't mind getting a second opinion from you, Isaac, if you want to think who your Aldershot Town man of the match is. You don't need to agree with the official decision, or Steve, just your own independent one. And I'd certainly think from a Sutton point of view, as Will Davies is going to get a yellow for not so much delaying the restart with any kind of block, just standing there really. And Ryan Jones, old-fashioned way of getting a yellow card against someone. I've not seen it happen much this season.
It doesn't happen very much, but Davies knew exactly what he was doing.
And so did Ryan Jones.
Yeah.
I don't like to see it, if I'm honest, but you do want to get on with it. Here's both players jumping, neither of them can get it. Aaron Jones battling for it. Thomas sticks a foot in. It's Sutton who come forward away with the ball. Tetek's going to be shown yellow for stopping Civi from getting away with it. Sutton send it forward. Again, the ball's won in the air by, let's all have a vote. My man of the match, Will Armitage. So there we go. We've got one vote for Jack Barham, one for Will Armitage, and then we've got Steve Gibbs and Isaac Minnie's man of the match to go. Don't feel left out, Sutton. I think Odalusi's been superb, and Simper.
Yeah.
Probably picking between those two from Sutton.
I think so, absolutely. Yeah. I think they were instrumental in Sutton's lightning quick start, and a start that probably should have brought more than one goal. And it's credit to Aldershot Town that they found that stickability to hold themselves in the game, and what looks like now maybe clinging onto a valuable point.
We're in the 94th minute of a minimum of 95. Shots could have transitioned there, but Ryan Jones went safety first, went back to Luca Woodhouse. There's a coming together. The referee has played on. Whittington sent it into Barrett. Barrett tries a lob. It's going to go over again. Quick thinking, quick feet from Barrett, but it'll end and restart, with a goal kick in the 95th minute of 95. A minimum to Sutton United. Been 1-1. Looks like it might just end that way, Steve. It's ended Maidenhead 2, Woking 2. So point closer to mathematical safety for Woking. It might even be mathematical safety, I don't know, I haven't done the maths. Here though, we've had two very different halves, and the shots have been very good value. They found a way to turn things round in the second half, and hopefully from their point of view, Steve, end the little run of downward momentum in recent games. Definitely, yeah. I think it's been if it is to be 1-1 and we're in the final seconds of time added on, then I think Sutton definitely more than just shaded the first half. They were utterly dominant,
but the shots hung in there, and it's credit to them that they have found a way to an equaliser, and with probably the best moment that they fashioned in the entire game.
Sutton from the goal kick. It's been cut out by Aldershot. Ryan Jones sends it forward. Theo Widgerton beats Sander in the 50-50. Tetek jumps, loses out to Simper. Simper's then fouled. The referee blows 25 seconds past the allotted 95 minutes, and it ends here at the EBB. Aldershot Town 1, Sutton United 1. Terrific entertainment on show. Here with his summary of this afternoon's game and his Aldershot Town man of the match is former Aldershot Town media manager Steve Gibbs.
Considering the game probably didn't really mean much for either team, or superficially looking at the league table, that was one heck of an encounter. Really competitive, feisty in a good way. Both teams wanting to win, going for the win. Aldershot Town abject, third best in a two-horse race in the first half, but they did well to stick in there and somehow drag themselves back into the game. A lovely equaliser, James Henry feeding Josh Barrett for a delicious little finish. The Shots could have won it, they had chances, but overall I think maybe a point is the least that Sutton United deserve. I'm still not too sure about my man of the match. I think certainly Odelusi and Simper for Sutton were outstanding.
Why don't you take a few more seconds?
I will.
And I'll go to Isaac, and we'll get Isaac's. Steve has to get his right because it has to go in the. He has to go into the non-league paper. So Isaac, don't need to be influenced by me or the official decision or any. Two questions to you. I'll only stop you if they come to me on the radio, but they're doing live commentary of the Worthing Eastbourne game at the minute, which is lock level at 1-1. Have you enjoyed your afternoon, and who was your Aldershot Town man of the match?
I've definitely enjoyed my afternoon. That second half was definitely a lot better. I think a stereotypical game of two halves where the Shots were on top for the majority of that second half, and I think when I was writing down key moments in the game, all of the Aldershot ones were in the second half and basically all of the Sutton ones were in the first half, and I think that summarises it. But I am really grateful for this opportunity today, and I've loved being able to listen to you and Steve on commentary and add my 2 pence in every so often, and I really appreciate you giving me this chance.
Brilliant.
For my man of the match, it was between two for me. I was thinking Jack Barham got the official one, but I also thought James Henry was really strong, got the assist for the goal with that clever pass. But I think for the first Sutton goal he maybe could have done a bit better, so I'm also going to give it to Jack Barrow, because I thought anything that looked dangerous came through him in those quick runs in behind with his blistering pace. So that would be my Aldershot man of the match.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Isaac. That's Isaac Minnie, who is the Sudbury commentator, and he's looking for an opportunity in the game to commentate, to try and make that his job, his career if he can. And I think he's done really well, Steve, this afternoon, Isaac.
Absolutely, yeah. I wish I had those stats that you produced in the first half. That's really good tactical awareness and an ability to find those sort of stats. That's huge credit to you. I didn't hear who you went for as the man of the match.
That's okay. You've had longer to think. He actually said he quite liked Henry's playing midfield, but obviously acknowledged that he was partly at fault for the goal Sutton scored, and he quite liked the way that Jack Barham was involved in anything dangerous, and he just shaded it for him, Jack Barham. Yeah,
I think I'm going to agree with both of you partly. Jack Barham I think was excellent, a real thorn in Sutton's side, and absolutely at the heart of all good that Aldershot Town did. But I think either Luca Woodhouse or Will Armitage for me as well, when Aldershot Town were very, very much under the cosh, under pressure. I think they were outstanding. Overall, Luca Woodhouse.
There you go, that's Steve Gibbs man of the match, and I understand that because Armitage as a defender defended really, really well all afternoon, and that's his key job. Woodhouse was able to do a little bit more going forward as well and on the ball, wasn't he? So it matters not anyway. It's a little bit of fun at the end of our afternoon. The Shots have picked up a 54th point of the season. I haven't seen all the other scores or the table yet, so I've not done the math, but they may well be mathematically
I think they needed depending on the Dagenham result, they needed a win to be certain.
Yeah.
Sutton United only needed a draw, so that is them mathematically safe.
Well, we'll look now
depending on Dagenham's result.
Yeah, we'll look now at the other results. Ebbsfleet United have had 2 red cards in that game, I think relatively late on, but Dagenham have beaten Ebbsfleet 1-0. Boston have beaten Wealdstone 2-0. Maidenhead and Woking have drawn 2-2. And so we'll have a look at the table in just a minute. Yeovil and Forest Green is 1-1. Thank you. Yeovil and Forest Green is 1-1. Tamworth 1, Solihull Moors 2 is a surprise scoreline, just as Tamworth threatened to make the playoffs. Rochdale were in the playoffs, Altrincham outside, and that one's ended. Altrincham 1, Rochdale 2. Halifax have won for the first time in ages at Fylde. Fylde may be almost mathematically out of it now. We'll look at that in just a minute. Oldham 2, Hartlepool 1, Southend 0, Braintree 0. Might just about call the end of Southend United's playoff chances as well. And Barnet play Eastleigh a little bit later on today. York City have done their job. They've got the 3 points. They've gone to within 3 points of Barnet now. And so all the pressure swings to Barnet this afternoon. We're going to update our radio listeners. Hello, Connor. It's all over. We can breathe a sigh of relief here after a really chaotic afternoon. All the chaos came from Sutton in the first half, and they deservedly led at the break, taking the lead in the 31st minute through Lewis Simper, who was perhaps the pick of their side throughout the afternoon. But in the second, the Shots found a way back into it. James Henry, the creator, Josh Barrett, the finisher, and the Shots got back level at 1-1. And to be fair, in the second half overall with the better side, but Sutton were always a threat, and they had moments too. Will Davis, their top scorer, came on and got involved in a couple of opportunities at the other end. It was tumultuous until the end. Great atmosphere, lively game, absolutely not a non-eventful end of season game between 2 mid-table sides. They'll stay pretty much where they are, of course, as a result of Aldershot Town 1, Sutton United 1. Aldershot Town in a game with only 2 goals, Isaac. There was 9 last week, but what they've done is they've drawn 1-1 with Sutton, which is exactly what they did away from home earlier in the season. So they couldn't be separated in the scoreline, and they could barely be separated in the table. We'll have a quick look at that actually now, as I think all the other games have indeed finished. Okay, at the top end of the table then, Barnet 3 points now only ahead of York as they go into their game this afternoon, which is a late kick-off. Oldham have pretty much secured a top 4 finish now. Forest Green a 3rd, Oldham 4th. Then come Rochdale 5th, Halifax 6th and Gateshead 7th. There's then a 5-point gap to Southend, Altrincham and Tamworth, who are separated just by a point between them. It looks as if, barring a big late swing, the 4 sides that are going to join York and Forest Green in the playoffs, and Oldham, the 3 teams are Rochdale, Halifax and Gateshead. At the other end of the table, Ebbsfleet are already down, and now I'm pretty sure, with 3 games to go, Fylde have been relegated today. They are 10 points off of safety, and they've only got 3 games left, so it's goodbye to Fylde. Maidenhead are hanging on and hanging in there. They could have been very close to a position of safety today if they'd hung on to their lead against Woking, but that one ended 2-2. A huge 3 points for Dagenham and Redbridge. They had to wait quite late to get them against Ebbsfleet, who had 2 men sent off. For Wealdstone, well, It looked like they were almost clear, but they find themselves just 2 points clear now with 3 games to go as a result of their defeat to Boston, who go up to 52 points. So Boston remain 5 points clear. They're not quite done either. They're just in a much stronger position than Wealdstone. Braintree are on 52 as well, so they're treading water a little bit towards the end of the season. Woking up to 53, and Aldershot Town on 54, which means they're 7 points clear of the relegation zone with 3 games to go. Not mathematically safe, but very, very likely so. What of that race towards the National League South title to see who's going to come up to join Aldershot Town in the National League? Well, the key games this afternoon ended Dorking Wanderers 4, Hampton and Richmond 2. Precious 3 points for Hampton. Eastbourne and Worthing ended 1-1. Truro 0, Torquay United 1. Yet another 1-0 win for Torquay, who play themselves right back into the title race this afternoon. Boreham would have won 4-2 away as well against Slough. And what that leaves us in the National League South with 2 games to go is a ridiculously tight top 5. Boreham Wood mathematically could still win the title, but it's very unlikely they will. But Eastbourne, Dorking, Torquay, Truro and Worthing are separated by just 2 points going into the final 2 games of the season. Looking ahead then to Monday, Aldershot will travel to the Laithwaite, their nearest away game of the season. They'll take on Woking. What is evident is that whoever wins that game will mathematically be certain to be in the National League next year. I think both teams will be anyway. BBC Surrey will bring you commentary of that game live with Tom Mitchell and Steve Gibbs summarising. And I'll be down on the South Coast commentating online and on radio as well, I believe, from Worthing against Dorking. First against 4th, an opportunity for Worthing to take a big stride towards the National League South title, and the only one of the top 7 that are fully part-time still. So what a story we're on the edge of in the National League South. That's it from me this afternoon. Steve's gone down to get post-match. I'll join him shortly. A final word from Isaac, who's with us, the Sudbury commentator. Isaac, you said you enjoyed your afternoon. What does the weekend have in store for your team, Sudbury?
Well, today we've seen Redditch, who are a team. Sudbury are currently in a relegation battle, and they've lost today. And the other team that are in and amongst it with us is Barwell. They play at 7:45, so I'll be keeping a keen eye on those. But right now, the Suds won't go into the relegation zone going into the final games, where we found ourselves since December. We've been in the relegation zone, but we climbed out last week, relegating Hitchin in the process. But we play Spalding tomorrow, and then Bishop Stortford, who came down from the National League North last season. They can still get dragged into it, and we play them on Easter Monday. So it's football galore this weekend.
Yeah.
Good Friday, Easter Saturday. The only day I won't be doing any football-related stuff is Easter Sunday. I'll be just eating chocolate.
You'll have a day off, you'll be lying down.
I'll be eating chocolate that day. So
excellent. Well, good luck to you in your pursuit of a commentary career. Good luck to Sudbury. Everybody at Aldershot sends their best wishes, of course, to Sudbury, and also to the person that connected us together, Mark Stokes, the father of Josh. For our listeners, I can tell you that Mark Stokes and Josh Stokes have got their tickets for Wembley. They're going to be at the FA Trophy final, so look out for them on the day. And wherever you've listened from this afternoon, a very happy Easter to you if you celebrate. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy any chocolate. I'm off in search of some. I've been Rob Worrell, alongside me with Steve Gibbs and Isaac Minnie, and the final score here at the EBB: Aldershot Town 1, Sutton United 1.
They've gone down there, 10 points off, 3 games to go. That line's still live. I'm keeping it on because Tommy Widgerton will come up to do a post-match interview, and hopefully a player as well with a bit of luck.
I be able? My mum will kill me if I don't get a photo.
Get a photo? Oh yeah, let's do it. I'll tell you what we'll do as well. We'll mock it up, we'll give you headphones and a microphone. It'll look so much more like you're commentating. There we go, hang on. Got to untangle these wires a little bit, hang on.
Yeah, my mum would kill me if I didn't get a photo.
No, that's fine. I get the fact that just momentarily you might have felt a little bit awkward about it. It's not awkward at all. No worries. Let's give you those. I mean, you did enough in commentary today to pose with a microphone, I think. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll get someone to. I'll do a selfie.
You've got the tunnel up there. You've got one press area over there. You've got one press area over there. Talk sport were there. Wanted to interview our
Got the red and blue in the background. It's quite good. We're wearing red and blue. Look at that.
I was there.
I'm on the red side. You're on the blue side. Look at that.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll send that through to you.
Yeah.
Let me do it straight away while I think about it.
Lots of
You got iPhone or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so actually no, I'll do it WhatsApp.
just be warned on that one.
You're on WhatsApp, aren't you?
Yeah, in Cambridge won. They beat Huddersfield.
Wow.
They scored last minute.
Did they keep it going today? It wasn't Josh, was it?
No, it wasn't. I was looking.
Yeah, I don't know how some of we did it through.
So I think they've kept themselves alive.
To be fair, I think
We were talking about first half hat tricks in our league, in the Surrey league. So Matt Stenson's the league top scorer, scored a hat trick in 29 minutes
For Telford.
for Telford.
Oh, one of my podcast colleagues, Dickie Wharton, works in media for Telford.
Oh,
He'll be
really?
delighted. So they've been drawing too many games lately. But
Yeah, they
he's the
beat-
top scorer in the division, isn't he?
Yeah, they played Lowestoft, who got relegated last week. But
How did the
also,
likes of Bedford and that get on?
They haven't played. They play tomorrow.
Oh.
But that title race is also in
They must have played a midweek game there, or were they 4 points ahead of Telford before today?
They were 4 points clear.
Yeah. Well, it's a good result though. What about? There's another team involved as well. I think Kettering, is it?
Kettering, they haven't played today. They play tomorrow.
Oh, right.
There's not been much Good Friday football in the way of the
No, fair enough.
Southern League. We like our Saturday 3 o'clock. Oh, thanks a lot.
Well, that's all right. No worries. I might have sent you the same one more than once. Sorry. I thought I'd taken 2 and I'd taken 4.
I might end up posting that on socials if that's alright. I'll tag you.
No, it's absolutely fine. You can find me and add me if you haven't already.
I think I do.
I'm on
I do follow
Facebook,
you on,
Instagram, whatever.
I
Yeah.
think I do follow you on Twitter. So
What I will ask you to do prior to Tommy coming up is just vacate the seat because he'll come here and I'll stand here and
that's fine.
interview him.
Can I stay and watch?
You're welcome. You're more than welcome. Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell him when
I do the Sudbury interviews, but I always sort of. Well, we've currently got an interim manager in.
Right.
So I've been doing a lot of player interviews.
Okay.
So I always, because I only post it in the short form on the 2 minutes for Twitter, I end up only asking 3 questions, but I need new ones to ask. So I might nick a couple of your ones.
That's okay. Yeah. Sam, have you decided on a player? I'd quite like to talk to Will Armitage, please, because I haven't spoken to him before. I thought he played really well today. Yeah.
You coming down, Rob? Or are you staying up?
No, up here if that's all right. Yeah. Cheers.
Not the 81st minute.
No, it was in the 31st, wasn't it? Just squash out a little bit on the left there.
Right,
see if you
right
see if
to
you can
3 over it.
see if exactly that.
It's not a difficult journey. Apart from the fact it's on notoriously.
I've been struggling a little bit because something happened to me. It was really random, but I was eating my dinner last night and I chipped a bit of the inside of my
Oh,
teeth.
no.
It's really quite sharp. I need to go to the dentist. My tongue keeps cutting against it. It's really sore on my tongue.
Yeah, I've got my bottom layer of braces on Thursday, so this is the first day I haven't been all paracetamol up. So luckily I've been able, my mouth isn't too bad, but it wasn't great on Thursday.
Stick that up there. What's that? Did you get a program
I
yet?
did get a program, and I've got my team sheet. Yeah, it was a much improved.
Testing. Oh, it's all right. No, it's okay.
That second half was a lot better.
For sure. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Yeah, God willing, you know, if I'm not struck down between now and then. Yeah, I mean, I nearly had the opportunity in what would have been my 13th commentary box. That season when I started. And obviously it's not been anywhere near it. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get there nice and early. Yes, try to enjoy a little bit of the other game as well.
That's a Southern based game, actually.
Yeah, that's it. So BBC Surrey, Tim Darrow who I work for, they've also obviously got they're twins with Sussex.
Oh, right.
And is it Whitehall? Are they Surrey or Sussex? I don't know.
White
Oh, sorry, Whiteley. Yeah, I must have made that mistake.
It's about
Uh-huh. Oh, look, someone bought some cakes. Do you want my
No, I'm all good, thank you.
Whitstable, yeah.
So
Yeah, I was a bit worried. We've worked with Whiteley for the Whitstable. I thought it was going to be Woking, but thank you.
In the
Carlisle has gone down, which I'm really pleased about because we've already got a very funny Carlisle and Walton next
Carlisle
year.
and Walton coming in, probably Barnet,
the
Telford.
Telford,
Yeah.
Telford game was only gone half time 2 minutes ago because the play got
By 1 at
suspended.
half time, wow.
But play got suspended for over an hour, so a bit of a nightmare it's a nightmare for Lowestoft because that would be the longest journey. Because I did Telford the away game in March. We got back at about 11:30. It's our longest one. It's about 4 hours, I think. 4 hours there and back.
Yeah.
And we lost 2-0.
If you ever get up to higher level, you're going to do a lot more travelling.
No.
All the best. Good to see you, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
What only amusing thing about commentators, they don't advise doing it on a mobile phone.
Right.
Despite the fact that Wembley Stadium connected with EE,
Right.
apparently the phone signal isn't good enough to broadcast from.
Oh, really? Oh, wow, that's useful to know. Because he does his commentaries. He's a Sudbury commentator.
Oh, right.
And he's come to just experience what we do here today. And he does it on the phone every week with his microphone and his phone.
When we were talking about doing one on the Papa John's game, we said to the league, it's all right, we can use the phone. So we don't recommend doing phone commentaries. I said, what, even Wembley Stadium connected with EE? You know, you'd have thought...
Unbelievable, isn't it? That is literally unbelievable.
But because they charge for an ISDN. They're going to charge the club about £350 because it's not the Football League that runs it, it's Wembley that runs it. So I don't know what.
Have you had this installed yet? It was only installed this week.
What's that?
It's a new 5G. You're going to get one. Every club, the BBC are now. You know the ISDNs have all been.
Yeah.
Well, now they're putting these in, and this is it's basically the hard wire thing. So basically, you use an ISDN cable, but the local BBC will do that. They'll be fitting one. Presumably they'll be fitting one at Gander Green Lane as well.
Okay.
And then when I come to Gander Green Lane next season, as it looks likely, then I'll just plug into that. So. Well, safe journey home. Not a long one, is it? Not a long
On the
one.
train, but it's not too far.
Oh, nice one.
Enjoy Wembley anyway. Hope to-
Thank you very much. Can't wait for that.
Cheers, Jack.
Cheers.
Yeah, that must be surreal going to Wembley.
I can't. I don't know if it's still even sunk in yet, really. I do go to that final most years because I do this podcast as well. We get media access to it. So I've been, I'd say 2 of the last 5 years to the FA Trophy final, and I've been 6 years running to the National League playoff final. So
There was talk of Stokesy getting a box at Wembley for the trophy final.
oh, is he? I know they've got tickets, but
So there may be some Sudbury fans going. Potentially, he might take some of the Sudbury fans that he sometimes goes, that used to come and watch him play.
yeah. No, I think that's what he indicated. Let me have a look at what he said to me about that.
That might not be happening. That was just what I was told from someone. He could very easily be in with the ultras.
just got my first batch of tickets. Josh is coming in, a few of the family, as well as some from Sudbury, all
Yeah.
selling a good number.
Yeah, I don't know if Stokesy's in a box or if Stokesy's. My cousin went to the Braintree game because we're really near there. I live 15 minutes away from Braintree, so he was in the away end there.
Oh, do you? Right. You been along to see him this season or not?
No, not this season, but I did go to the playoff final against Worthing last season, and the
That was a cracking
that
game.
was
Was it
4-3,
4-3? Was it 4-3? Yeah.
and then Reggie Lamb, who's ex-Sudbury, scored the winner.
He did, didn't he? Yeah. Do you think that Worthing, on the back of getting so close last year and being part-time and being top of the league right now as well, would you like to see them do it, Worthing, or would you like to see someone else do it?
See, who was their striker? Was it
Ollie Pearce, who went up to York.
Did he
He's
go
now
up to
he's now
York?
top, scored a hat-trick last week against us.
I thought
yeah.
that name
rang a bell.
They had the Just Stop Ollie
Right, Mossy.
flag.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I think it would be nice. When were they? Have they been in the National League? Can't imagine they.
Who's that?
Worthing.
No, never been. No, they're
So I think
already
it's-
playing at the highest level.
Yeah, I think it's nice to see new clubs.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, from a Aldershot perspective, it's a local one, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You know, it would be good.
Rather than having, as you mentioned, Carlisle coming down.
It looks like it anyway. How are we doing? All right? Sorry you missed that chance earlier on, but were you listening? Did you hear it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Do you want me to take?
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep this
Yeah,
area
yeah.
clear for when he comes up. What am I going to do out of here? I'm not going to talk to you about that. So, put that away. Keep those on there. That one's not needed. I can put that away. We got. Oh, is this? That's a cup like this. Thank you.
Watch backs, fellas.
Oh, Alex. I had a question for you. Was there something missing from the beginning of the York commentary?
Yeah,
Was it missing, or was there something
I
said
asked
that you
Sam
couldn't
to
tweet?
chase, and they said,
Did you have one, eh?
They haven't set it up, so they sort of set it up 3 minutes in.
yeah.
That's right. Good to know. Because I just thought. The reason we sometimes speak, apart from checking, he was checking the levels there, but he edits the highlights for the commentary, and I watched the highlights.
Catch my breath and I'll go and get me.
And when the teams came out, the teams were announced in the first attack, I think, or whatever. There was no commentary to it, and then the commentary comes in, and I was wondering what it is.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, it
What
kind
was
of,
I saying that you needed to cut out?
it came like in just as York scored their first.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and York has scored. It's just a bit like jumpy, and I was a bit like,
right, yeah.
I can't like.
It was really jumpy on the day.
Yeah.
A few people were saying there's not.
Yeah,
much
it
you
was
could
like
do.
Maggie, like as I said, text you saying it was just like you were speaking, and then like something would cut in, and like it was really jittery, and I was like,
Yeah, it's annoying.
I don't know what that was, but yeah, no, I thought I can't just jump it in just as they score.
Oh, you did really well
So
with
I thought,
the rest
I'll
of
just
it.
do it from the next chance. Is what it is.
Yeah. When I said to you, sorry, you missed that chance earlier on. I was
Yeah.
talking about the one I
Yeah.
described in commentary.
I know.
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah, the commentary that you were
right,
giving
yeah.
Ben.
You said that you asked me to do some goal commentary.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tried,
yeah.
but unfortunately I didn't realise that when you spoke to me on that WhatsApp, that was a group call.
Yeah.
They were actually on that call. Were they?
Yeah,
Good job I didn't slag them off too badly. Then. It's not my favourite thing.
It was hardly raining.
It's basically our principle. It's because it's being used to be sold on subscription and everything else as well. It's making money, but we don't get any payment for it.
That's two teams running right now, 5 of them, yeah.
And I believe it's the same for the filming, isn't it?
What?
That we don't actually get any money for it. Do you get paid for doing it?
I get paid for
You
doing
do?
it.
2 points in the top 5.
I'm taxed on it. So
Sorry?
I'm taxed on it, so I lose a lot of money.
Oh, right, okay. And who pays you? Who is it? The club?
247, which is the team that produced National League TV that are
Right.
also joined to design.
You see, as a matter of principle, I think that's wrong. I've got full respect for what Alex does. He's providing a service, a skilled service to film the game. And I'm providing
he's
skilled service to commentary.
How does that work? But then I thought you'd be paid by BBC.
I am, but it's a matter of principle. Then this is piggybacking the commentary. I'm not greedy. I'm not.
No.
To be honest, I'm not particularly.
But then do BBC have something with 247 and
Well, there was a
TV
bloke-
zone that allow you to...
They say that they do,
There was a bloke
but I've been
upstairs.
told at the top level that there isn't anything.
Right, so
It's
kind of
referred
just
to, but it's not
like,
there.
it's what,
Had a load of
basically
photos.
word.
Yeah.
There's no contract
No,
or anything.
exactly. Yeah,
Which is
exactly.
naff.
That might still be on there, but I'm not saying anything I shouldn't do. So.
And he was a little boy.
This is all really old as well, isn't it?
Who's that? Isn't it? Sorry, is that now? Who's now started interviewing Tommy?
Farnham Herald.
Oh, they popped along today, did they?
He is regular. He is a regular these days.
I've never ever seen him unless he doorsteps. He
normally
doesn't
doorsteps
chat in there,
yeah, he
right?
normally does in the tunnel.
Sort of moody and Tommy, all right?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Oh, right, okay. I just wondered.
Generally, he's in an all right mood.
Yeah.
To when the club video comes out, he says, like, upshot I'm always negative. But he said it in a jokey way.
All right. Well, he says that you are. He said it to you, did he? That you're always negative, or?
Yeah. 'Cause he asked Sam, "Did you think that was a penalty on Tetek?" And Sam said, "Yes." And then Sam completely threw me under the bus and went, "He said it wasn't."
No.
And Tom went, "Oh, well, of course, Steve."
Well, that's okay.
he's
He
always
said it
negative."
was, didn't he? So,
Yeah.
I was in the middle. I didn't have a middle. That's okay. It's good to know. I mean, I just the thing is, if you, it's just good to know sometimes which way to steer things. So.
Yeah, he thinks they were the better team first half, but we deserved the point.
Didn't really work for them with the Suttons bringing on their striker in the second half. If they'd started him, you wonder if they.
Well, they lost something, didn't they? I don't know what it was.
And then at the start, though, when they were on top, you wonder if they had their clinical number 9, if they'd maybe had a goal more at half time.
I'm going to suggest when it comes up here, if you stand here, I'll introduce you briefly. It won't be a long chat or anything. I'll introduce you and just explain what you're doing.
Can I get back through?
Yeah, sure.
Can I hear a message?
My deadline's tomorrow afternoon, so I'm
Is
running
it?
away. Yeah.
Oh, better beaver on then.
I have.
You've only got 24 hours left.
Yeah.
Is that for the non-league?
For the non-league paper,
I
yeah.
will be writing mine, I think.
Even Steve can get his script out by then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll have watched the highlights by then.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'll be able to say definitively whether it was or wasn't a penalty.
Steve Gibbs.
Yeah.
Who did we see come back today? Tetek is one. Anyone else?
Tetek, Gandor was on the bench.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did the subreddit, the non-league paper reports.
Are you playing tomorrow?
Yeah, we're at home tomorrow, so I'll be doing the report.
Cam, are you still there in the studio?
Is there any local matches tomorrow?
I have no idea. I haven't checked. There might be.
Either that or I was sitting with my mother in for the afternoon.
Oh, blimey, in that case.
So, I'll watch ladies blind football. Don't
Throw some paint at the wall and watch that dry.
Oh, God. Yes, my mother-in-law's here for the weekend. She's just a devil woman. At least it's not all week. No, well, thing is, she's sort of, I'll just stay another night. Oh, I'll just stay another night. Just stay another night. And then it's like, I don't know, rent. Well, that was a typical end of season game, wasn't it?
I didn't think so. I thought it was great. I thought it was really good. No, I thought second half was brilliant. Yeah, we really enjoyed it, didn't we?
Have you been on that funny sabbatical that they sometimes have?
I feel like a basketball game the last half an hour. I thought it was great. Both teams trying to. Yeah.
I genuinely hated the game.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it was alright. I was pleased that Aldershot responded. I was pleased that we got a goal. Pleased that we got a point. Pleased that we ended the momentum of the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Do you know who's back this is?
Sorry? Do I know what?
Who's back this
Is that yours, Isaac?
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. It's about throw it in the bin. Yeah. Or bombs bin.
No, I was just going to make sure.
All right. Do you want to go first, Tom?
Yeah, you
Yeah. Yeah. My recommendation: don't listen too close because you'll end up saying exactly what he says. Then. Tommy, can I just quickly introduce you? This is Isaac.
Hi, Isaac. Nice
He's
to meet you. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
17. He's from Sudbury. He does the Sudbury commentaries, and Mark Stokes put him in touch to come and just.
Good farming ground up,
Yeah.
mate. Sudbury.
Tommy will say, "That's it. Watch Rob and Steve do it, then you know not how to do it."
Yeah.
Do better. Exactly.
Listen to what they do and do it exactly.
Okay. Right. Tommy, some outsiders might have said, "Oh, that's an end of season mid-table match. That'll be quite dull." It certainly wasn't. We knew different, didn't we? What was your take on the 1-1 draw with Sutton?
Very similar in its pattern to the game that was up there on New Year's Day, I think. I thought we actually got out the blocks quite well and started okay, but then they just managed to get a foothold in the game that we couldn't really suppress. We had a chat, the staff had a chat before we went in at half time, and we had a real good conversation with a couple of the lads, because just because you're playing in your own half, it's not always the defenders that are doing things wrong. It's the other end of the pitch needs to be affected by our creative players who need to press a little bit further and higher up the pitch, which we did in the second half. I thought what I'm really pleased about it was the 11 lads who I felt weren't at the level in the first half were absolutely spot on it in the second half, and if I'm being genuine, I think we could have been further behind in the first half, but they didn't have any chances. Marcus didn't have a save to make. He's picked the ball out once. He didn't actually make a save in the game. So, yeah, I thought the way we dominated the second half, I thought we just edged it, and I'm a little disappointed that we didn't take 3. But I'm really pleased, moreover, that again we've lost 2 league games and then we've responded after a real bloodied nose last week to come back and take a point from the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at the second half in particular, a really well worked goal, and I was thinking as Henry got the ball, he might shoot here, but he saw a better run and a better pass, and he found Barrett well, and Josh finished well.
That's levels of the game. Both of them lads, in my opinion, well, James has played for a long time at a higher level, but Josh Barrett should have and could have and would have if his path had crossed for somebody like me in the EFL. But yeah, we work a lot on that. It's not just them two that's finished the move. If you watch the actual goal, there's about 4 passes or 5 passes before that we made, and the run of Jack Barham and Kwame Thomas at that time were excellent. That created the path for Josh to make his run. So yeah, it's something that we worked on. We felt it was somewhere we could hurt them, and Josh showed some real composure with his finish, but the pass from James was special.
Second half much more like we've seen up here this season, open, attacking, end to end. It's great to see being able to bring Dayan back on. And was that a penalty, Tommy? We got kind of mixed views in here. Young Isaac alongside me, he thought it was a penalty. I thought it might have been.
Steve didn't. There you go. Anyway, yeah, I always say this. Look, I don't think my players would have gone to ground had he not had to go to ground. So if it's inside the box, I can't see from where I'm stood. I think it's a foul. Dejan is adamant it was a foul, but the referee says he didn't feel it was. So, we've had 4 in the last 2 games and only scored 1 of the buggers. So from that point of view, it's something I look back on and think, well, but I thought we had enough good chances, good situations, great play to get into their box in the second half, and we just didn't have that little bit of quality that we normally do. And I'm harped on about it, but have a look. It's a very difficult service to play football, and we're struggling against teams who hit the ball long and then longer and then forward again and then forward a little bit more. So we don't play that way as much, but I believe in what we do. I believe in the group, and the 11 that started showed me they had the minerals to turn it round, and I felt we could have won it in the end.
That finishes the interview we're doing on today, and then Tommy knows we'll just do a quick look ahead to the next game, which is an interesting one. Tommy, 2 days, a bit of rest, recovery, and then preparation for the Laithwaite, the community stadium on Monday. Woking away. It's always a tricky game. It's always a lively game. It's a sellout as well. Just how will you approach that, given we can't ignore it, given what happened 2 weeks ago?
Well, that's irrelevant what happened 2 weeks ago in my eyes. Well, it is to the players, I'm sure they'll say, and to Neil. At the end of the day, there's 3 points on offer for either side, and both of us will want to take them home. I can't see it being an easy game for either side. The atmosphere we had here a couple of weeks ago will be reversed at their place, which is what we have to be prepared for. But as is always the case over a bank holiday period, over a Christmas period, we know we play on the Friday, we play on the Monday, so we'll be off our feet tomorrow. But while you lot are chucking into your chocolate eggs on Sunday, we'll be on the training ground preparing with what we've got fit and healthy to go over to the road.
Absolutely. And just one quick supplementary question on that. I think, is it every game, it's professional football, and players need to they need to make sure that they're mentally and physically preparing right, and then getting it right on the day. It's an emotive game, football, and there will be 1 or 2 people potentially on the opposition that might be looking to square up 1 or 2 things. Is it one where you talk to your players and you say, come on, make sure your head's on it, keep your heads?
Well, that was the information we give our lads before the first game. You can't play the event, you've got to play the game. And at the end of the day, you create your own environment. Look, the water that makes your egg go hard is the same water that makes your potato go soft. But that's because of the environment it's in. That's up to us to create our own environment. We'll be a very minority, or not a very minority, but there'll be a minority of people wanting us to win on that day. But that was the same when we went there last Boxing Day.
Superb, thank you, Tommy. That's a new one. I haven't heard that one.
I didn't want to do it whilst you were talking. Can I just have my bit?